Well, hello again, everyone. This is Bob Mannery, and you're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, only on A2D Radio. Tom and Mike, these guys are fucking awesome. But their side piece, Greg, that guy is a goddamn problem.
Welcome, Tom.
Mike.
AM.
In the PA.
A2DRadio.com, live from the BMW of Atlantic City Studios, BMW of Atlantic City, right off Exit 17 in the Parkway. Find them online, BMWofAtlanticCity.com. Tom Arnone, Michael Mataraki, Greg Mwakvik, Rob Povey on the ones and twos. Every Wednesday night, we're brought to you by our certified public accountant. Make them yours. Find them on the web, GibsonMayer.com. Boys, we're going to be crushing it tonight. I know I cut you off on the AM and the PM there. Excited to get in.
The beard lives, baby.
The beard lives. The beard lives. We live on to play another football game. And listen, we're just one more. Just one more. Listen, heavy Eagles. That's all we got to talk about tonight. There's going to be nothing else. I don't even want to talk about what's going on in the AFC. Leave it. Because hopefully it's not the last time we're talking Eagles football, and I don't think it will be. We'll decide if there's going to be a guarantee or not. We'll decide on that later on in the show. Okay? We'll talk about Vikings 6-2 on the road. I thought they really got it done defensively on the road throughout the season as the season went on. We'll talk about that, the matchups there. Dustin Dejo played. There's other injury concerns for the Vikings as well. Dive into all that. Players of the game, predictions. But our poll question brought to you by Scanzano Sports. Find them on the web, scanzanosports.com. A little change up than just who wins. We want to know who wins. Who's winning the football game? Score, player of the game. You know the deal. $50 Visa gift card from the people
to
you. For the fan, by the fan. Las Vegas odds currently have the Eagles as a 3-point underdog to the Vikings. Over under 38.5. Where are you going? Vikings over, Vikings under, Eagles over, Eagles under. Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. A2D Radio is where you can find us.
I think we should hold our answers.
And I still don't have a voice.
So we do our predictions. Let's let the people vote. Let's get it out there. Let them give us the input on what they think, and we'll hit ours when we give our predictions.
Or over-under.
Or over-under, score, the whole deal, yeah.
All right, I mean, that's fair. Whatever you guys want to do. I mean, you guys might have to carry the kid. The voice is struggling. I mean, I left it all out on the link Saturday. I left it out there, and I plan on, if I was going to be back Sunday, to leave it all out there again. I'll leave it all out there in front of the TV.
You know what, though? I got to give you some love here. Because
love away. Nobody's turning down love here.
As a guy who doesn't usually go out amongst the people.
I'm a man of the people, though.
You're a man of the – I'm not saying you're not a man of the people, but you tend to get a lot more out of the games when you're watching it at home.
No question.
You got the rewind button. You got the volume.
You're right. I hate big crowds.
The mute if you want it.
I hate big crowds.
You just don't go to games. But for you to go out there and to leave it all at the link, my man, pots and pans. Give it up.
Feels good.
There you go.
Feels good.
This is my life the last 20 years. Welcome to the club.
So let's go back on Saturday.
And he's still struggling.
I'm still struggling.
That's
still
okay.
struggling with my voice.
I'll carry it.
And I want to listen. We got tons of coming in right now. Mikey the Greek, yo.
Mikey.
A2D, what up, Mikey? I know he was feeling good after the game. I saw him putting out videos. Tiffany Milwakovic, hello, fellas.
Hi, Tiff.
Tiff.
Your brother might get put in timeout for 10 minutes tonight for his dog hate throughout the year. We'll decide. Vinny Masson, what up, fellas? What up, Vinny?
Her husband's sleeping on the couch all week because that's a house divided up there.
It is.
Her and all her kids are all well-trained Eagles fans.
And then the husband.
And then the husband and all his kids are
scolded up.
Are scolded up. And
I love
so.
it. But
they're Minnesota.
They're Minnesota. They should be.
They should
be. And I love it. I love it, though. You got to divide this week. If there's a week to divide, that's it. You get right back in the same bed. Next week, kumbaya, everything's fine. Well, maybe not. Maybe it might be 2. Because somebody's losing. Somebody's going home. Somebody's not going to be happy. Dominic Arnone, it's going to be a tough game. Did you all see the Vikes walk off against the Saints? Oh, we saw it.
It's not a walk-off.
And
It's a walk-off.
It's a walk-off, and I'm not doing this
You're
tonight.
Richard Prone.
Okay, but emotion, and we'll get into this later on, but emotion of that game ties into some of my predictions for this game. Bob Hartman, yo, fellas, what up, Bobby?
What's up,
Feeling
Bob?
good, brother. Dougie. Jason Grasoli.
Was it Zeke Dougie or?
No, just Doug, like Pederson. No,
All right, I got you.
not Zeke. When he comes in, we'll give Zeke off. Jason Grasoli, Eagles at the top of my fucking lungs with the chant.
Jason slid into the DMs a couple days ago, and he's like, "I can't wait." That's all it said was, "I can't wait." I'm like, all right, I'll give you the huge thumbs up on that one.
The big thumbs up. Deion Brown, what's up, fellas? I'm about to make a brew run, and I'll be right back, and then we can talk about it.
Will we pick it up?
I'll be right back.
All right, so here's what you got to do.
Will we pick it up?
I love it. He's gonna go grab a cup cold and sit down and watch the boys. I love it, Deion.
Switch to the YouTube, put it on your phone, connect the phone to the Bluetooth in the car, take us with you.
That's it.
That's all you got to do.
Fundamentals.
We're mobile.
We are mobile. What do you got, Greg?
Now, Sports Chatter here over on the Instagram. Yo.
What up, Chatter?
The Vikings blew their load this week, or last week. They're going to get punched in the mouth.
I love it. I mean, that's what I think we all expect. But with this football team, and I want to go back on Atlanta a little bit in the last game, but with this football team coming in here, this team's loaded defensively. I just want to keep telling the people that. Like, this isn't going to be like, oh, we're definitely beating the Vikings or any of that. I mean, I might guarantee things, but you can't overlook them. Right? I mean, I see some people already talking Super Bowl. Just stop.
Yeah.
Let's one at a time.
One at a time.
I don't even care about 2 weeks from now. You know what I mean? 2 weeks from then. I'm not even there yet. I'll worry about that when I get there. One at a time, baby. One at a time. Don't Pittsburgh Steeler it and start talking and looking ahead. Stay in the moment. We don't get this opportunity that often here. Soak in this week. Soak in everything that comes with this week. Mm-hmm. The shows, the people, right? Everybody's excited out there. Everybody's happy. People are holding doors, saying hello. Okay? It can all change quickly on a dime. Enjoy it, though. Because we don't get this that often. Enjoy what comes with an NFC title game and a team that has overcame adversity, game in, game out, player in, player out, and I expect no less this Sunday.
This is not the week to get cocky. This is the week to be humble, be confident, put your nose to the grindstone and get it done. The YouTube chat is jumping already, too. David Rosca, what up, boys?
David. What up, David?
Todd Womack, Philly Dilly guys. Where's the robe, Tom?
The robe came off that night. On Birds of a Feather. It came off that night. The robe was off, and I said, I'm here.
There's no depression.
There was no depression. Depression lasts 24 hours. That's all it lasts. And you get over and you move on.
David Rosca dropped a wrestling comment. David, that's tomorrow night, but I love where your head's at.
I don't.
It's.
I mean, I do for them guys, but I don't right now.
It's Smooth Foreman. How you doing, boss man? Tom, HTTR.
What up?
Hail to the Redskins in there. I don't know where that's coming from.
People are excited.
Todd Womack. Hey, Mike, say this in a Vader voice. All right, Todd, I'll give it to you. It's time. It's time. It's Eagles time.
Already.
Turk Boys 20, what's good?
Turk.
J-Hot 24/7. This game is coming down to flags. If we falter, which we won't, I think we're actually going to be laying a smackdown on the Vikings, but if we do, it's through flags. Michael Profound 69, what's up, guys? J-Hot again, flags is the theme of this NFC title game. William Whitsett, I got the Birds 7.
The flags have been part of us the whole year. I mean,
we were pretty disciplined last week.
We were, but we're a highly penalized team. I don't think you're going to see as many flags in a title game as you would in, let's say, week 14 of a regular season game. So, you know, I'm not as concerned about the flags as I am the turnover battle. That's what we'll get to later on, though, the turnover battle.
Yeah. William Whitsett, I got the Birds 17-9.
What up, Will?
Defense gets a touchdown. My boy Tom got the perfect sports voice. Love hearing you, bro.
Thanks, brother.
There we go. Sixers JT.
Not tonight, but maybe other nights.
Sixers JT. Case Keenum gets sacked 3 times and throws a pick. I love it. Jason Dragus. T. Malakovic.
There's Jason.
Todd Womack. Fuck Vegas. I'm with you, Todd. First name, last name. I love the screen name. First name, last name. Guys, I looked up the stats for last season's
You didn't change nothing.
Yeah. Looked up the stats for last season's win versus the Vikings, and we were great. Yes, we were, and I am going to come to that. Sixers JT, 38.5. Holy shit, definitely under. I disagree with you, but we'll get into that. Khalid, if the Birds win Sunday, how you feeling about the Super Bowl? If they verse New England or Jacksonville? Nope.
Stop it.
Delete.
Stop it.
Delete.
Stop
Delete.
it. Stop it.
We're not getting into that.
I shouldn't be doing this move. I don't know.
Not 1 week at a time. 1 week at a time. John DeCasanova, did you hear how good Alshon does against the Vikings when he played for the Bears? Hope he comes to play. And we'll get into that a little bit, too. Khalid, I got Eagles 17-13. Todd Womack, nice mic. Todd, you're welcome. And so damn clutch. Sup, fellas? Gene Steratore reffing the Super Bowl. Let's just go home now, shaking my head. Turk Boys, 20. Vikings fans think they're going to be at the game. LOL. Tickets sold out in 25 seconds. True story, all of it. And this week, our referee is one Mr.
Gone.
Ed Hockley.
And you got to love Facebook, too,
couple
because
more
Facebook
here
just,
on the
disappears comments, which you got to love.
NJ Flag, what's up, fellas? The Eagles are a team, capital letters. Exactly, it's hard to win in the NFL. Enjoy. L. Bell, 11:59 with the thumbs up. And Robbie.
L. Bell at 11:59, get the thumbs down from us last
what's
weekend.
What's up, fellas? And then Sports Chatter comes back. Case Keenum QB rating when not under pressure, over 100. When under pressure, just 5.
That 5 was for the game. It's not for the season.
Mike at a Greek saying sold out in 15 seconds.
Pretty much.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Johnny Scan saying 10-minute timeout for Greg. Should be. We'll talk about it.
Yeah,
Michael Taylor.
We'll get there.
I loved our approach to the last game. Winning by defense shows grit for sure. Are you guys concerned by Ajayi's fumbles this season, though? I mean, concerned. I mean, that one's a tough one because, I mean, that's helmet on ball. And when it's helmet on ball, I tend to not blame the ball carrier. Now, if you're stripping hands and you're stripping other things, then I'm gonna.
If it's coming the overhand motion or the underhand motion, it's a little different.
Hold on to the football.
Right. Yeah,
hold on to the football. But when it's coming helmet
like
on
Tiki Barber,
football,
get it up there.
Yeah, helmet on football is tough sometimes.
Because you're right. Because that's also helmet on hand. That's helmet on arm.
And
that hurts.
It's a lot. There's a lot going on there. But no, I did love our approach. I really did.
But it is concerning though because of what we think this game is going to be, or at least I think it is a very low scoring game, and having the ball is going to be so important. So we can't. The turnover battle is going to be very key, in my mind.
No, it is.
So yeah, I mean, it is a little concerning just because it's now happened a couple games in a row.
Well, I mean, and it's concerning as a whole because when you talk about last week, you're driving down that football field.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a chance to get it out to an early lead, what you're looking to get. Okay,
especially at home with
and
those
you
dogs.
get the PI call, right? And you're driving, and you're shoving it up their ass, right? Essentially.
Yeah.
And what happens is, you put the ball on the turf. You put the ball on the turf, and the whole energy of the place shifted. And I know it had a shift on the sideline as well. But credit to the defense too, because that drive right there, if they get 7, it could have been over. Right, it could have been over.
Yeah, absolutely.
So to get 3 and you're still in the football game, and one other drive I got to pick out that was huge. The Falcons, to start the second half of the Rams game, started that 16-play drive and ended with 7. Right, you fast forward to last week, that same drive was happening, boys. It was happening. All I kept thinking about in my head was at the 7-minute mark of the second half. Wow, they still have this football. They can't, you can't give up 7 here. And the fact that they got nothing out of that drive, turned around by us going on a monster drive of our own, was the difference of that football game right there. That drive and the drive answered from us is it.
The two scoring the two scoring drives, I should say, that the Eagles had, the 2 field goals in the second half, 10-play drive, 14-play drive, big clock-eating drive. So, like you said. Completely flip the script.
Time of possession is monstrous when you're talking about a 60-minute football game. It's win or go home. And if you can control the football longer, when this deep into the season is when it really matters.
Yeah. My key to that game, I'm going to go back before the half. That interception that Torrey Smith hasn't caught a ball all year, but catches the ball off of Neal's foot or knee.
Safety trying to make catches, and that's what you get sometimes.
And up until that point, Nick didn't look very good.
No.
Missed a lot of throws, looked a little jumpy. At least that's what it looked on TV. I don't know if it looked that
No,
way.
you're absolutely right.
He didn't look good. He was missing throws high, missing throws low, rushing. But it was almost like that play was like, yo, I just threw the biggest YOLO ball of my life, and we still got 3 points out of it.
And we still got 3 points
As
out of it.
opposed to, even if the Falcons don't get a field goal after they intercept that ball, but still now they come down and they only have to kick a field goal there at the end to win the game.
Well,
Let alone if they get a field goal, now one of those second half possessions for the Eagles has to be a touchdown.
And part of that, go ahead. Go ahead.
well, I was going to say, because, I mean, I think you're right on, but I think if you take it out one step further, because I'm sitting there with my boys and I'm like, Torrey Smith makes the catch, and I immediately look at the clock and I go, all right, here we go. Same thing as the end of the Giants game. You hit a quick out to Alshon, you get out of bounds, you run Elliott on, you kick the field goal, bang, we're going in with a lead. And these guys just don't even doubt it anymore because it's happened too many times this season. So, Nick drops back, zips the out to Alshon, nice catch, tiptoe, bang, out of bounds. That out to Alshon was the best ball he threw for the entire first half.
And it got him going.
And it got him going.
And guess what
Exactly.
else?
In the second half,
And that was
a different guy.
Yeah, but credit second half different guy too. Not only the two things you guys talked about, but the best coach in the NFC, right? Being the best out of the tunnel, right? When you go in and you come back out, there's nobody better right now in my eyes in the NFC coming out in the second half with coaching adjustments as a whole, right? I mean, think about it. He came out and went back to Chip Kelly RPOs. That's not Carson. And I don't. Listen, the guys on the broadcast are morons because Carson didn't run the football a lot on the RPO. It was longer, okay? You understand it was longer. These RPOs are quick, okay? It's either hand. If that guy's not open or you don't like what you got, it's hand. There's no decision-making besides that, okay? Carson's RPOs.
It's already set up.
Carson's RPOs are a lot deeper than that. So what I love that's chip RPOs. And to be able to go back and actually see some of the things that he was successful with. And I also thought they did a great job of making sure, hey, he's moving up in the pocket. I thought I saw a lot of that Saturday night, that he was moving up and not fading, because we all seen enough out of Nick. When he's struggling, he's fading, and that was good. And that's
trying to exit out the back.
Credit to Frank and Doug and John, for being in his head and coaching him up for the last 3-4 weeks.
And it's interesting, though, because as we're sitting there from the angle that we're watching the game.
And I'll get to all you guys' comments one second.
Yeah, we're coming, definitely.
We got Chatty Catty over here. We all went.
The angle that we're sitting at watching the game, one of my buddies said to me, he goes, one of these times, Nick just has to pull that down and run just to keep the defense honest. And what I had said to him was, I said, when you're one hit away from Nate Sudfeld playing in a playoff game, maybe you don't do that. But maybe Doug is saving that for this week, because there's a lot of room on the outside. And granted, we know Nick is not the most fleet of foot guy, but if you run it one time just to keep those linebackers back a couple of yards, it could open up a world of everything else. So, we'll see how things progress this week. Absolutely.
Hey, this is win or go home. You pull out all the stops this week.
Yep.
Sam Nelson, can Doug Pederson finally get some goddamn credit? No, I mean, he does here. You don't have to worry about it here, Sam. I think more and more people are giving him credit, but it's easy to now, right? It really is. But let's see. He's already out-coached what anybody could have expected for this season. And I would say that for anybody that was in this role getting it done like he's gotten it done. I mean, he just has. Like we talk about the adversity this team's been under, and to come out in a game where you're under more adversity, right? You're turning the football over. You're not playing clean, and you still find a way to win another game. And what we talked about during the season was, and I think we preached on this show, right, was finding ways to win matter, right? Not mattering how you win, just getting the W's, right? And learning how to win football games. And credit to Howie for the vets he brought into this locker room. And we're seeing real culture. I want to get to a lot of these because we're
go ahead.
Bob Hartman, Tom, awesome sunglasses during the, I guess his name, Maurice Jones-Drew ran earlier. Yeah, the Eagle specs, babe. Just out for Eagles season. I was going to wear them all day just because they've been working. What else we got? Lorraine Nelson, 2010 Eagles, outshine. Alshon with a big play. Michael DeAndrea, man, I wish I could go to this game. Everything is going to be electric.
Oh, it is.
Oh, it's going to be big-time electric. Kevin Johnson, I think Philly needs to start fast. Come out, the no huddle, and go deep. If we get up on them early, then we can run the ball. Case will turn it over at least twice.
I don't necessarily know that they have to start fast as long as they don't let the Vikings get out ahead. The longer the game stays 0-0 or very low scoring, the more I like it, actually, especially at home.
Well, staying low scoring?
Yeah.
Oh, no question.
I don't necessarily think that's going to be the case, but the longer it stays that way, the better I like it.
Jason saying 2001 NFC title game outside at Giants Stadium. Mini 1-point favorite. Giants 41. Mini squat lines mean nothing. Michael DeAndrea 13-6 Eagles. Curly, he's back.
Curly,
From Facebook probation.
He's out of jail.
Yep. 20, and of course, you know what his prediction is going to be. 24-13 Vikings. Mikey the Greek, don't expect many Vikings fans in Philly. Not after the news media made it out to us to be some drunk Netherlands. Neanderthals who need anger management. I mean, they have a point, though. I love and embrace our reputation. Fuck class. This ain't Goff, and we're not from Malibu. No, spot on, Mikey.
Right.
Spot on, brother.
But when you're the jerk off from Whitehall that punches a horse,
Yeah, then you're a moron.
then you're just a moron.
Then you're
exactly.
a moron. Ishmael Rodriguez, now it's time for the offensive defense to turn on the burners and dominate the game. 28-17 Eagles, player of the game, Alshon Jeffrey.
All right. Nice. So damn we already got that one. So damn clutch.
That's what I feel like when I go back to read them. Like, oh, wait.
Yeah.
When
Got
I
that
leave
one.
off.
Yeah.
Turk Boys 20. Vikings fans think they're going to be at the game. LOL. Tickets sold out in 25 seconds. Sixers JT. And there's a 10-year waiting list for season tickets. So damn clutch. Loved how Zimmer called for Vikes fans to take over our stadium. LMAO. This is Philly, bro. That don't happen. Conduct 623. I wonder how many underdog masks are going to be in the crowd. I love the fact that they're actually letting people take them in. They said you just can't wear them through the metal detectors. Like, you gotta take it off.
Take them off and then put them back
put
on
them
when
back
you get
on.
in.
But I love that they're going to let people wear them in. I think that's awesome. JLash90, the whole drum line will be wearing dog masks. Turk Boys, Doug should go RPO early, get Foles in a rhythm, like the slants to Alshon. So damn clutch. I feel it's about time Foles shakes up the world and takes deep shots.
Well, they did early on. I mean, it's tough. It's tough to do when
That
it's
was
20.
a wounded duck.
Yeah, well, once it's 25-mile
yeah.
wins, it's going to be tough to launch a ball like he does. You know what I mean? Like, he throws the ball so high in the air, and them kind of wins in that stadium is not going to play well. Now, in a game like this, when you're talking about high 30s, yeah, probably wins probably like 8 to 10. Yeah, and then them shots deeper or better chance of him hitting where I think Nelson can come up big with some plays this week, too.
Yeah, Sixers JT, Torrey Smith almost looked like a receiver last game. J-Lash, hot take, and it's in capital letters, so obviously he's messing around here. Winner of this game goes on to win the Super Bowl. I'm calling it. Well, maybe he's not messing around. We'll see. And then he also said Torrey Smith is going to fuck around and end up having the most clutch play in the playoffs, and all of a sudden Howie will bring him back. So damn clutch. Bold prediction, Torrey Smith, 3 touchdowns. Turk Boys, they should also call some deep shots here and there, but how about that O-line? They straight up ate. Sixers JT, I want to see a bomb to Aguilar this week. Todd Womack says, exactly, Tom. Pederson called a great game, RPO and screenplays, running the damn ball. JLash90, how was Marcus Johnson a quarterback in college? Mobile, I'd be tempted to see him over Sudfeld if Foles, God forbid, went down. I don't think it was Marcus Johnson. Marcus Johnson, I believe, was a wide receiver in college. I think it was Greg Ward. We talked about that a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, Greg Ward, yeah.
Greg Ward being their practice squad wide receiver.
Jason's saying, listen to this. This is a good one. Guys take Mini out of the dome. They are nothing. Their defense is number 1 overall. When they get outdoors, they're 8th.
Yeah.
Guys, this is double digits. Double digits.
They dropped from 1 to 8. They're still top 10.
They're still top 10. You know, we'll give our picks in a few here. Michael Tucker, the crowd was so crazy last weekend. Loudest he's ever heard.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. This is a team that played 11 games. I think it was 11. It might have been 12 in a dome this year. They played 8 home games, plus they played on the road at Atlanta. I believe they may have played either Indy or Houston on the road as well. And then they played a playoff game at home in the dome. So, I mean, this is a team that's used to playing indoors on turf, fast track.
It matters. We talked
It
about
does matter.
it. We
It
talked
absolutely
about it
matters.
week in and week out. Michael, I said to you, I don't want to go to Minnesota.
But-
I'm not scared to go to many places. I said this. I didn't want to go to Minnesota, right? Sendejo, when he went out of that football game, that was a different second half.
Drew Brees lit it up.
I-
But
He did.
No, but it was
it
with
helps when
Sendejo.
you start when.
But it was with Sendejo. That was the key. That was the turning point.
That's what I'm saying. He
Sendejo,
goes out.
yes.
He goes out, and now
Brees lights
you
it up.
can start slinging.
But those other teams in the dome,
They're not that deep back there. Like they're
Are-
not. They're
are
not the
Southern
Legion of Boom
teams.
back there. Let's clarify this. They're not the Legion of Boom in their secondary. Okay, Xavier Rhodes really good corner. Okay, Terrence Newman's got it done this year, but is he going to be able to cover Nelson in the slot?
No.
That's a mismatch nightmare for them. Now, are their linebacking core ridiculous? Of course. Okay, their front four's good, not deep. All right, they're really good. I'm not. They don't. Great's tough. They're really good.
Well,
Is that fair? They're really good.
Their
They got
front four equals our front four.
yeah, but that's it. That's all they
But
got.
you're right. Their depth is where I think we take them over. But their first front four are just as dominant as our front four.
Oh, I think for me, their starting 11 on the defensive side of the ball is phenomenal. I mean, this is a historically good defense. Let's not try to pull the wool over anybody's eyes.
No,
It's a historically good defense. So are the Eagles, but the Vikings are a historically good defense. But Greg, to your point, I'm sitting here looking at their defensive depth chart right now, and their second and third string defense does nothing for me. So if you can keep them on the field and run a lot of plays and wear down some of that front four, wear down those linebackers, you get Sendejo starting to feel the injury a little bit. Even if he does wind up playing, if he's out there too long, he starts getting a little dizzy, whatever it is, I think it's almost like the longer they hang, the puncher's chance comes in even more. You know what I'm saying? Like you just got to wear them down, and then bang, knock them out.
They're fast. I mean, sideline to sideline, they're fast. I mean, it's probably the fastest core in the league, sideline to sideline, and as a whole, in my opinion, their linebacking core. I mean, they're that good.
Yeah.
Everson's legit up front.
I mean,
and you're going to worry about him.
Before he got hurt for that one game, there was a prop bet out there with if Everson Griffin would have a sack in every game. Like that's how dominant he was the first half of the year.
No, he was. Gina Rambo. Hey, fellas, Gina here. Bleeding Green 72 on YouTube. So thanks,
I got
Gina.
her.
Mike's got you.
I got you, Gina.
Michael DeAndre, this is going to be a great game. Eagles D-line is very good, and the Vikings defense is very good, but the Eagles have the superior O-line and better run game. I agree, Mike. This game will be won in the trenches, and the Eagles have the advantage. Can't wait. And we're going to get more into it, and I completely agree with you. Gina Rambo, 27-21. Birds, Christopher Youngflesh. This will be a defensive battle, 16-13 Eagles. Down with it, with a little dog next to it.
The one thing that I will
dog emoji.
well, one thing I will say, and I'll give the Vikings some credit on this, is that to a man, they're admitting that the Eagles, even with Vitae at left tackle, are the best offensive line they faced all year. And they know that controlling the line of scrimmage is going to be a problem. So if they wind up falling a little short on their goals of controlling the game at the line of scrimmage, that obviously bodes well for us. And what I'd like to see personally is if you're going to run the ball, make it quick. Lots of quick hitters. Get it up inside. Get it, quick toss around the corner. Just keep everything moving. You can play fast without having to play hurry up, but if you have pace and you let your big guys beat up on their fast guys, going back to the old chip theory of big guys beat up small guys.
Yeah.
But if you let our big guys beat up their fast guys, and you just keep the pace going, you're bound to have success with that.
No, I think you're right. And the way the Andy teams were built, and which is what we're trying to get back to after Chip, tried to blow this up, is you're building the trenches. And that's where this game is won week in and week out, regardless of what teams are playing. I mean, you saw last week on the other side, Mariota was running for his head all night. Against a defense that you probably can't name a guy on their defense.
Yeah.
So it is. It's one on the trenches. It's interesting to hear that Minnesota gives Vitae and that left side that much credit. Now, they are better with Wisniewski than whatever other turnstile they have there. But
solidifies it.
Yeah, it does. It definitely
Well,
solidifies
Wiz just runs down the field and blocks 3 guys on one play.
and blacks
That's
out.
all.
Yeah.
And blacks out.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. What happened?
I was just throwing guys.
Yeah. Jonathan Griffith, if we go into the half tied or down a field goal, we got it. We own the second half. Todd Womack says, player of the game, Stefan Wisniewski. Bleeding Green, 72. Hey, Gina.
Hey, Gina.
John DeCasanova, weird score, 1915 Eagles. We're losing 15-13, but a last-minute touchdown seals it.
I'm sorry, what was the score?
1915. So he says we're losing 15-13 and we score a late touchdown.
So a walk-off.
It's a walk-off. You're damn right.
Back to that again.
Jay Lash.
He brought it up. I was just trying to do math.
Case Keenum
13 and 6 is 19.
Yeah, Case Keenum is playing on borrowed time. J Hot 24/7. I have no concessions with snapping off.
Uh-oh.
I have no concessions with snapping off my boner when the Eagles win. None whatsoever. There's a hospital right down the street. Finish reading that. I can't even. Oh, what's he say? I'll be okay. There's a hospital right down the street for me. I'll be okay.
I'll be okay, yeah.
So this is a man who's willing to give his penis for an Eagles win. God bless you. So damn clutch. Let's hope player of the game is Big V going against Everson Griffin. Jimmy Chonga. Somewhere in Minnesota, there's a podcast going on saying the same stuff about the Eagles. Okay, you're probably right, but ours is better. I'll just leave that there.
Actually, no, they're probably ice fishing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he's saying. Saying the same thing. What? I mean, what else? What else do we need to say? I mean, do I got to get on my goddamn knees and blow everything that is the Minnesota Vikings? I mean, what else I got to say? That's a great defense. That's a scary defense, which we talked about earlier on in the show. Okay, it's a tough football team. They're here for a reason. All right, don't overlook this football team. What the hell else do I have to say? I mean, we are talking Eagles, baby, but what else do I have to say to give the Minnesota Vikings credit and still be unbiased about how we're going about this?
Well,
we're still Eagles fans.
We've said it all year that the 2 best teams in the NFC are here right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else we need. Yeah.
You know,
I guarantee Minnesota, they're not giving us any credit.
No.
If you want to be real about it.
Yeah.
So, wrong.
Jason Dragus, this ain't fast grass. That's very true. Jonathan Griffin, they're practically Canadian. What do you got against Canadians? You know? Bleeding Green 72. It's pretty hysterical listening to sports radio on the radio in the car and listening to these morons calling in from Minnesota. Hey, we had people from Atlanta last week. We welcome the people from Minnesota. We're equal opportunity shit talkers. And then Jonathan Griffin, we gonna skull, SKOL, F them.
Oh,
I love it.
Get inside them.
Get it in.
Get inside them. Tiffany Mowakovic talking about go to timeout, Greg.
I've been good so far.
No, just laughing about it. Like earlier on, we're talking about maybe putting you in
Yeah, I
timeout
know.
for a little bit.
We haven't gotten there yet.
No, not yet. Michael DeAndrea, what's Case Keenum's record against top 10 defenses? I don't know if anybody has that.
Well, I mean,
off the top.
You want to go this year or recency bias? I mean, guy played pretty damn well this year, so.
Yeah, I mean, he's the same record as, right? He's 13-3, right?
Yeah.
You know? I mean, and if we're going to be honest and throw the St. Louis out of Nick Foles' life, then you got to be honest and throw the St. Louis out of Case Keenum's life.
Yeah, I have no
as well.
problem doing that.
You know what I mean? So you're judging Case Keenum on what he's done this year, and he's done pretty damn well.
No question, but how much, it's true, how much success, how many times this year has he been in this environment? And
Right.
it's a different animal.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But not only is it a different animal because of the environment, man, because of the front and the pressure that we can put on. And if we can put the pressure on that we think we can put on, we know his numbers, like most quarterbacks' numbers, under pressure are not good. And that's where you can get a pick and maybe a pick six, something like that we'll talk about in a few here on things that can change the game for us and get us the momentum in a 60-minute game when the momentum is so big. Who can hold on to it longer? I mean, that's what it's going to come down to. A lot of these little factors when you get this deep in. We're deep, baby. You don't get deeper. Well, one more, and then we'll get the deepest we can get.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy that we're here, right? I mean, it's so crazy that we're here when the sky was falling. And that's credit to this coaching staff and Doug and everybody, Jim, everybody that's a part of this staff and organization, player on this football team, because the sky's fallen a couple different times here throughout the year. It really has. And for this team to essentially be undefeated with Nick Foles as their starter, something to be said for that. Something to be said for continuing to win games with your backup.
And you know what? At some point, too, you also have to look at the player. I mean, by all accounts, he's had the best 2 weeks of practice of the entire season the last 2 weeks. He had that sort of bye week where they just kind of, they practiced with pads on once, but everything else was just sort of, walk through. And then, the week leading into the Atlanta game, and now this week, people were saying best 2 weeks of practice he's had all year. So, let's give a little credit to Nick for putting in the extra work and getting himself sharp again. I heard somebody talking about it today that this is basically game 5 for Foles. So he's now had his 4 preseason games to get himself to where he needs to be, and now this is his opener, if you will.
John Saletti chiming in. Can't throw to Houston out of Keenum's life. Minnesota came in here with the exact same team last year with Sammy at QB, and we dominated them. And he's right. And the only thing different really is, Latavius Murray.
Yeah, the running backs.
And Case Keenum. That's all that's really different. And an O-line that's revamped, obviously.
Yeah.
It's revamped a little bit. I'm not saying
but
revamped.
We also had number 11 at quarterback that day.
True,
right.
true.
So,
but, same thing with Atlanta. When they came in last year, we handled them pretty well here. So it just shows you, how they do. That's your only way you can look at how they play on the road. I mean, here. You look how they play elsewhere, but here, neither team showed up last year, and you got a dogfight out of Atlanta, and I expect the same thing this weekend. Sure. I think you're in for a dogfight.
I think it's kind of ironic because I believe that the games last year against Minnesota and Atlanta in Philly, I believe they were back-to-back weeks. I think Minnesota may have come in first, but it's just ironic that they would play them in Philly on back-to-back weeks again this year, but in the playoffs.
And John's right. They had no weapons last year. They didn't have the weapons.
Yeah, Thielen wasn't the receiver that he is now.
Yeah.
You had Diggs, but, by the end of the year, Diggs was always banged up, to start the year. But, who'd they have last year running back? It was Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, pretty much. Adrian Peterson, Jarek McKinnon, whatever.
Yeah.
Bob Hartman, where's the Atlanta lady from last week?
Oh, what was her
She was
name?
supposed to come back, win or lose. I got to remember her name. And he said, Side Piece doesn't need to be in timeout for Doug Hate. Team Doug. Tell him, Bobby. Tell him. And Michael D'Angelo, the national media wants the Vikings, and they definitely do, Mike.
Oh, sure they do. They want the story of the Vikings being the first team to ever play the Super Bowl on their home field.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I just found out that so just real quick tangent. Say they win. They are not allowed to stay in their houses. They have to stay at the team hotel as if a neutral team was coming in. They cannot practice at their facility. They have to practice at the already designated away team or home team facility. They're not a true. It won't be like a true home field advantage.
Really, that's interesting.
And the tickets are national tickets. It's not like the Minnesota can sell out like the league would be.
Yeah. That's interesting though, because I had heard actually part of what you say. The whole thing, the thing with the hotel and everything like that, absolutely. But I was told that if they did advance, they were actually going to use their facility, which I know turned a lot of heads around the league. So maybe something in the interim flipped.
It probably has to do with access, for the media and the fans. Because I thought they do an open practice and stuff like that. So and plus probably with selling the city of Minneapolis on a Super Bowl, say, hey, you get a week's worth of practice in this facility, and all your shops downtown in 0-degree weather get a little hustle and bustle. I just found that funny that they're not a true.
They're not true.
They wouldn't be a true
home
field.
Yeah, home game. Sam Nelson, 17-7 Eagles. Timmy Jernigan, player of the game.
I like it.
Love it, Sammy. Love it. Lawrence Landman, any comment on the MJD spouting BS? Yeah, I talked about it in the video. The guy's a flat-out moron. You can't go check off every goddamn box and take the Vikings in, and then you get the coaching, and whoever the other jabron is that was on with them, and then you get the coaching and you decide, Oh, well, that's Vikings too. Well, if you just gave them every other check mark and both teams are 13-3 and they're both at the same spot, the NFC title game, and they're more talented you claim, well, there you go. Then the coach is better here, right? That's facts. That's easy. I mean, that's 101. I mean, I did that real quick. Done. That's why I got the Mauricio Drew. He's a moron. Yeah. Too many hits to the head, dude. Too many hits to the head for some of these guys. They all get jobs because they ran the football a little bit.
Oh, of course.
Some of them don't even have a clue what football was. No. They just ran the ball well.
Bleeding Green 72, that Gina says they're disrespecting the Eagles big time, saying we can't play for shit. I'm assuming she means Minnesota Callers. And then she said,
we can't play for shit. You don't get to an NFC title by not being able to play like I love to hate. I see it when people still in the book. Like they're trying to still hate this team and not believe in it. Like still want to take jabs. Like oh, you played Atlanta. Like everybody was one and done in us, but then after you beat Atlanta, oh, it was Atlanta. You were below in Atlanta last week, and what did I say? What did I say was going to happen? When we beat them, you're all going to say how bad Atlanta was. I sat here and said it last Wednesday. I told you what was going to happen.
Well, it's the same thing that's been happening all year. When before the season, the Eagles are going to suck. Their schedule's too hard. And then when they're 8-1, all of a sudden everybody's like, oh, well, you haven't played anybody. You can't have it both ways.
No, you can't, Mike. Michael DeAndrea, MJD is an idiot.
He is.
Brian Leone, watching from Champaign, Illinois, and gives us an Eagle chant.
What's up,
Brian? Arthur Shimko, what up, Art? Yo, I met Brian Brayman's mom today. She helped me with my appointment at America's Best. She's very proud of her boy, and she should be. And hopefully gets a block goddamn punt this weekend for the brand. Let's go. Another one.
Sixers JT. The crowd should start a skull chant if they win, sort of like how the Phillies would mock the Braves with the arms swinging.
Yeah, but I'm not there yet in mocking. I mean, I'll mock whatever the Super Bowl date is. I'll mock that night at 10 o'clock. Yeah. That's when I'll start my mock
That
party.
skull chant is awesome, though. That skull chant is, cool. Like, if you were there,
it is cool.
Going back to,
it is cool.
Like, where it started out in soccer with the freaking, I forget what team it was. But, yeah, that skull chant is freaking cool.
No, it is cool. I mean, we don't hate the Vikings like we song. Yeah, we don't hate the Vikings like we hate Cowboys, Giants, Redskins.
You know what?
Teams like that. But
I don't want any mocking of anything at all. No. I want us, the fans, and the team to just go in and take care of business and sing our goddamn song
and go home
and do whatever. Do whatever the hell we have to do to get ready for the next one.
Mike, think about this: A2D, people still coming at, you know what I mean? Eagles hate. And I just let it go right now. Let it go. I don't even get back. We'll talk next week. I don't even get back because I'll know where to find you.
You gotta let
it go. You know what I mean? I just let it go.
We're just gonna call you Elsa for the next week.
That's all.
Yeah.
J-Hot 24/7.
Did you get that reference?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we're looking at a rematch of Super Bowl 39. This time, Long Dick Nick is going to wrap his flaccid around Brady's neck and take that Lombardi from Goodell.
Oh, my God.
Look, I like your style. 1 week at a time.
I do. I love you guys. I love where your guys' heads at. But some of you guys were the same guys that didn't believe we could win last week. Okay? Don't overly – like I said, again, don't look ahead. Enjoy the moment, and let's go get it Sunday. Okay, but don't look ahead from this football team because it's a good football team coming in here. Lorraine Nelson. Valerie was the lady from Atlanta. That was Lorraine.
Valerie.
Thanks, Lorraine.
Thanks, Lorraine.
Michael Taylor. What do you guys think about bringing Sproles back? I really want Ajayi Sproles and Clement backfield. Listen, ask me right now. Sure, I'll bring him back for a role, but at the age he's at, coming off the injury, how much do you really think he's going to be who he was? And, am I there right now? This time next week I could be having this conversation.
Yeah.
Real easy. I think we should save it for when
I don't even want to talk about it until after
the season. Let's just save it because, like I said, that's why I want to live in the moment. Every year we talk about and Mike, great question. But every year we're so, it's who we are. We're always going to talk about the next year. Talk about the next year. Talk about the next year. Because that's who we are. That's what we're used to. Let's not talk about this year. Let's soak in this week where we can talk about the biggest game we've had here in a long, long time.
This is great. So Damn Clutch says, I would love to hear what Minnesota is saying about us. It fuels me. LOL. I might be a masochist. J-Hot247 says, I watched the Vikings podcast yesterday. LOL. They're like emos from that South Park episode. Flipping their hair and wearing cut-off gloves talking football.
It's like us bringing Matt on to talk football.
They're probably in their ice fishing houses with their heaters on in 0-degree weather.
Look, here's what's interesting is, and this I don't think this could go overlooked, is that in the Super Bowl era, there are two teams that have won more playoff games than anyone without actually winning a Super Bowl. And it's the Vikings and the Eagles. The Vikings lost 4 Super Bowls in the 70s. The Vikings have something like 20 or 21 playoff wins in the Super Bowl era without having won a Lombardi. The Eagles have 16. So something's got to give for one of these teams. Two hungry fan bases, both of which kind of tread on that whole what's going to go wrong next thing. That's why I think it's important what we're doing right now, because we're not looking for what's going to go wrong. We're going to tell you what's going to go right.
What's going to go right and what's going to go real right this Sunday night. Tiffany Milakovic, ice fishing is fun.
I'm not mocking it.
No, I know you're not. We're just telling the people. Somebody who lives in Minnesota can give us insight on ice fishing.
Can I just lay my 6-pack on the ice, keep it cold?
I'm sure you can. I mean,
yeah.
Put it anywhere.
Put it
out.
You're
already outside, right?
You're already outside.
We had to think about that. Like, shit, are we already outside? Where's he at? Michael Taylor says, for sure, good point. Live in the moment. And I say for this year. Other years we're maybe not in the playoffs, and we know we're not in the playoffs early on in the season, and we start that next year conversation. Something that we're used to doing when we talk Sixers. For so many years. Next year's lottery. I want to get away from that in this city, because we're becoming a city of winners, and we need to fucking act like it, right?
That's right.
And this Sunday night, let's not go in thinking about what's going to go wrong. Let's think about going in, like Mike said, what the hell's going to go right tonight? Not overly but confident.
Yeah.
That we're going to make the plays. This team showed this entire season, that they make the big plays when needed. Somebody steps up when needed. This team showed you its home dominance over the last 2 years, right? At a 14 or now 15-3 clip, and if you take out the Cowboys game, you're talking about a 14-2 clip over a 2-year stretch. I mean, that's dominant on a year last year where you didn't make the playoffs. Yep. I mean, the home dominance is a real thing. Home field advantage in Philadelphia is a real thing. It wasn't back in the vet. It went away when the link was built, and we all know it, because warm weather teams came in here and took it to us a couple different occasions. It's changed over Doug Pederson coming back in here. I feel like that's changed. That winning at home's changed. The whole thing, like, dude, play 500 on the road, dominate at home, and you're in a real good spot. And it's working for this football team. And that's why home field was so important when we talked about it, because we could be going to Minnesota, and I'm telling you, I'd be scared.
Well,
I'd be scared going there.
And it's funny that you say that, because everybody wants to talk about the Vikings defense. Vikings defense. They're top 3 in this and top 5 in this and whatever. And overall, they're like, the best defense in the NFL and everything like that. And all that's true. But look at their home and road splits, and then look at the Eagles' home and road splits. Mm-hmm. How many points do the Eagles give up at home on average?
15.5, was it, Mike, or 16.5?
No, that's overall. I mean, we're talking just at home. At home, they're down to like 11 or something like that. It's ridiculous.
Is that what it is at home? I don't know why.
I think it's like 17 or 18.6 overall, and it's like 11 at home. It's ridiculous.
I thought it was like maybe probably is.
And that's because they got a whole shit ton of points laid on them by the Giants, which in a game they won. They had a whole shitload of points laid on them by the Rams in a game they won. They had a whole shitload of points laid on them by Seattle. Obviously, we know what happened there. The Chiefs, we know what happened there.
And the first Giants game, too.
Yeah.
There was a lot of points
that was
scored.
home.
That was home. But still, I mean, it's the fact of the matter is.
The road. No, the road, this team is not defensively nowhere near as good as they are at home.
Yeah, but
they feed off of our energy. The people down there, they feed off the fans. They really do. They talk about it a ton, and it's up to us, our fan base. When I was walking in the stadium, I was yelling, we got a goddamn agenda.
Yeah.
I mean, we got an agenda. We're here to dominate as a fan base. And that's why you got no voice, because you go in with that mindset. You got to make it tough for them. Make it tough. Make it tough for that offense. Make it tough for Keenum. Obviously the biggest game he's ever played in. Not that it's an excuse, because a guy can win a big game that he's never played in. That doesn't matter. But make it tougher. Make it tough as we can on him as a fan base, because the defense lives off of lives off of it, and if our front four and front eight, like I like to call it, can go get him, we're in for something good.
Yeah.
We're in for a real good Sunday night, boys. They got to go get him. I talked about it in the parking lot Saturday afternoon.
Yep.
I want to hear 91's name
Well, he was
called 100
said
times
it.
like
You
a
absolutely
goddamn
said it.
quarterback.
And it was the truth.
But listen, he can earn all $100 million in that contract over a 3-game stretch, baby, and really over a 2. Like, just getting there with this team. He can earn it in 2 football games. He's already earned it because he's the best D tackle in football.
Yeah.
But, dude, I mean, earn it again, baby. Earn it again because he's got to eat up front. It all starts with 91. And Timmy's huge, too. But them two got to win up front. And
that's another guy with a contract, with a new contract.
yeah, still playing good football, too.
Oh, he is.
When he got a new contract, unlike some guys in this city. Curl, we can't look at the road and home splits without telling us who they played in those games.
All right.
The hell we can't, Curl. We just did it.
You hold on. You know you want it,
We
Curl?
just did it, Curl.
You want it, Curl? Because I'll
want it, Curl?
I'll give it to you right now. And recency bias, whatever you want. Well, let's just roll it back. Atlanta, how many points did they give up?
I love how Mike's hitting with Curl, too. Like, you want me to tell you, Curl?
Curl,
Want me to
come
tell
on,
you, Curl? Tell you, Curl?
Atlanta, they gave up 10. Cowboys, they gave up
Who's
6.
this?
Eagles.
Okay.
Atlanta, they gave up 10. Okay?
Yeah.
Cowboys, they gave up 6. Raiders, they gave up 10. Last home game.
Hear that?
Last home game, Bears, they gave up 3. Before that, Broncos, 23. They were also up 44-9 at the beginning of the fourth quarter of that game and gave up 2 garbage time touchdowns.
You know, Curly can wait for a second because their man Dion's back.
All right.
So let Curly wait.
Dion, what we get?
Curly can wait.
What we get, Dion?
Curly says exactly. Winning at home is a factor. You're supposed to play your best in your own stadium, unless you're the Browns. Sorry, Browns fans out there. It is what it is. I'm sorry. Bob Hartman, watching last week's game on TV, it seemed like the NBC broadcast was muffling the crowd noise, especially in the first half. That's crazy if they were. And then Dion says up here, boom, Dion is back. Six pack of 90 men IPA.
90-minute
Okay.
IPA. Not bad.
Good choice.
Gina Rambo, they love and fight for each other. Next man up all season. And Tiff says free cooler in terms of putting the beer
There
on
we
the
go.
ice.
Free cooler.
What else do we got? Yeah, so, you're right. Dominating at home, and, Bob, I don't know what they were doing with the broadcast, if they were trying to make the crowd not as loud. I feel like when they go to Seattle and some other places, that they definitely turn that volume up a little bit, the blow them fans a little. But you know how we are here, baby. We're always going to be the stepbrother to everybody. Everybody's always going to treat us bad. But guess what? This is what we live for, man. This whole city's built on a dog. This whole city's built on that fight. What better way than being underdogs in the 2 biggest games this city's played in how long, right? What better way? What more fitting way? We talked about it before Carson got hurt, right? And all 4 of us, right? I wasn't counting myself for a second. I started counting Rob when I said all 3 of us. All 4 of us sat here and heard that, and it was after the Seattle loss, and I know Bobby heard this, after the Seattle loss going into the Rams, okay? And it was sky has fallen, right? And I said, we sat here, and there was no knowing Carson was going to get hurt, but we said, it's too easy this way. If you think you're going to blow everybody out and it's going to be an easy, smooth ride to the promised land in Broad Street, that's crazy talk. This is Philly. It's going to happen in a way that we're not going to expect it to happen, right? And this is what's happening right now. It's happening in a way that nobody could predict. We were confident. I sat here. I know you sat here. I know you wavered a little bit towards with Nikki, rightfully so, but most of us were confident in this football team. They're resilient, and that's all they've showed. That's all they've showed. And why not again this weekend?
Well,
I have no other reason to believe this team's going to come out and find a way to win a football game.
But even to Greg's credit, if you want to rewind the calendar, turn the calendar back to that time. Even Greg sat here and said, look, they're going to go 1-1 on the West Coast, and if they go 1-1 on the West Coast, I think you said that they probably weren't going to win Seattle, which you were spot on with.
Yeah.
You go 1-1 on the West Coast, you come back and you get that game in New York, and then you basically go home with 2 games to clinch home field advantage. And spot on. And to your point, nobody knew we were coming home from Los Angeles without Carson.
No.
But you know what? Shit happens. And the way that a good team becomes a great team is to overcome adversity. And you're not going to have any more adversity in the NFL than losing your MVP quarterback.
Or losing your starter, really. I mean, it's a starter in general.
Starter in
Starter in
yeah.
general. I mean, it's
At
a lot
that
to
late in the
overcome.
season.
Yeah.
At that late in the season.
It's
Because,
a lot to
Minnesota
overcome.
lost it, but it was week 3.
It's a lot to overcome.
Yeah.
It really is. And for both teams, you're right. For
Right.
both teams, a lot to overcome. And credit to great defenses and 2 good head coaches. And Doug Pederson coming into his own as a head coach. You know, I remember when it was that see, I couldn't tell from where we were, but I think it was the 4th and 2, and we ended up kicking and going up 15-10. I don't know if it was a 4th and 1 or a 2 at that moment where we went up 15-10. Was it a 1 or a 2?
I don't remember, but I remember sitting there, take the points.
Okay.
Take the
Same
points.
thing.
Okay, now Tom in the stadium looked right at some guys and said, when we were talking about it, I said, all I'm saying right now is the culture that was built last year all led up to you putting the nail in the goddamn coffin right now. All I'm saying is they do go for it. I'm not saying it's the right call. All I'm saying is that's what
I
it
expected
makes
to go
sense
for
to
it.
me. Yeah,
I
it
expected
was
to
making
go for
sense
it.
to me. Like, man, this is what you built, dude. This is what you set up last year when people were calling you crazy for going for it on so many 4th and 1s. You know, saying that you have confidence in your football team to get that 1 or 2 yards and stuff you did this year. And I'm sitting up there like, wow, it's going to go full circle. He's going to get the biggest
Hold on a
1
second,
yard.
though, because I guarantee all 3 of us sitting here thought they were going to go for it.
I did. I did.
And then after they called the timeout, I'm like, no, he's definitely going for it.
Yep.
Well, you're right, yeah. But I was the one, like, sitting there, like, during the timeout going, just take the points. Just take the points. Because I'm thinking about it from the point of view of Nick can't come out of this drive with no points. If it's Carson, it's not even a question. They don't even call timeout. They just go for it.
Well, and because that goes back to almost all year, Carson called most of the year.
Yeah.
You know, most of those years where Carson's checking, whereas Nick right now is literally going off of what Doug's calling.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where Doug might have given Carson 2 or 3 plays at a time.
Exactly.
And Carson's then up at the line.
That's what happens when you have
everything.
all your OTAs.
Right.
But now Nick's like, all right, Doug, what are you calling? Because this is all I have.
Right.
And I think somebody said it the other day. You know, it's different when it's a 25-year-old quarterback, a 24-year-old quarterback. You know, getting the reps, and then your backup is actually not going to get reps because it's a young kid. Right. He wants all the reps.
Yeah.
You know, when you're talking about an older guy, say a 32-year-old, 33-year-old quarterback, he might cut his reps in half during the week, where now your backup's getting more reps. Right. So it's just kind of situation where Carson wanted all the reps. So, how much is Nick really going to get when you got a young guy taking them all?
But here's what's interesting about that whole thing is that if you look at the analytics and the tendencies, okay, it's an Eagles team that's 65% on 4th down for the season. Mm-hmm. And with Carson, they were 13 for 13 on 4th and 1 or less. A lot of it was quarterback sneaks, so obviously that's your young athletic quarterback. But
and big.
Yeah. And good size. But yeah, everything pointed to Doug going for it. And Doug said, you know what? I'm going to put this on my defense.
Yep.
I'm taking the points,
and
I'm going to put it on my defense.
And rightfully so, because what he said in that situation was like, you know what? Nick Foles got us the lead in the 4th quarter. They got to go. They got to go 60, 70 yards.
Again.
Yep.
Yeah, it was setting up.
Nick Foles left the game with the lead.
And that's what I was thinking up there too. Wow, he's going to lead the game with a lead
Real
again.
Real quick here over on the gram.
Yeah.
Skrosky 22. Keep grinding, y'all. Locked fire emoji.
Love
Nice.
fire emoji. Daniel Fitzpatrick. Foles has never seen a defense like this. Zimmer's the best in the business. The running game is the only chance for the Eagles, and then what's going to come after that.
Who's that?
Daniel Fitzpatrick.
Brother-in-law.
You know what's going to come after that. You know. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you.
But
he's
to his
right.
point, though,
he's
is
right.
right.
But
Nick Foles, especially this year, has not faced a defense that looked anything like this.
No, the closest he's seen to anything even like remotely talented to that level was that little bit of time in the Rams. Yes. And they're not even at that level. Yeah. And trust me, I'm not putting them at the Vikings level because that's the best in the business. Us Jags and listen, the teams that are standing here. I mean, there's a reason the top five teams in defensive takeaways, okay, or defensive points. I think it's TDs scored, something like that. Or
I know it's the 4 teams that are left are 4 of the top 5 in average points allowed per game.
Average points allowed, and you can add on defensive takeaways.
Defensive takeaways,
and I think scoring touchdowns too.
Correct.
It's so funny.
And guess what? The other team is in that mix out of the 5. There's another team in there. Not a playoff team, obviously. They're not a playoff team.
Were they a playoff team at all, or
they were in the? I mean, no, they weren't. They were in the mix to get in, but they.
Carolina?
No, it's an AFC.
Denver?
Two real good bookends, but not Denver. The ends. Two real good ones. Two the younger two in the game right now.
Cleveland?
No. Chargers.
Chargers.
Okay, yeah.
Thought that was interesting.
Oh, yeah.
And I saw a tweet somebody saying,
and that's another
next
game.
year's our year. Like, I was a Chargers fan. Like, next year's our year.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah,
But
you know
guess what? He's right.
Though.
He's right.
Chargers were damn close to making this year their year.
And
Dangerous.
because of their defense.
Yep.
It's so funny. You look at these four
How that
teams,
changed, right?
You look at these four teams, how they built their defenses. The Jags built it through the draft. Minnesota exclusively through the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Jags built it through the draft. Then they went out and signed a difference maker in Calais Campbell.
Right.
And you went out and got a steady middle linebacker in
Puzlesny, right.
Now, the Eagles are a little different. You got half through the draft. Like, your front is from the draft, but everything in the back is all free agent. You know, it's all bringing guys in. Malcolm, Rodney, Darby, you know. But your front is mostly drafted guys. And I must say, I'm going to eat a little crow here. I'm finally over the Brandon Graham, Earl Thomas.
Me too.
Brandon Graham has shown me a lot this year.
And last.
Yeah.
And last.
Going back after being told to lose weight because you're going to be an outside linebacker. You know,
everything him and Vinny Curry have been through.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then now to put his hand back in, and then even with Jim moving inside too, playing a little nose tackle, playing a little
real quick.
inside.
Remember what Vinny was doing? Vinny had to go in that 3-4, and Vinny had to play the D end in the 3-4. If you guys remember that, it's tough.
So, you know, as much as I love Earl Thomas and I would love him in the backfield, I'm now okay finally with Brandon Graham.
Can let it go.
I'm still gonna make jabs at Howie just because it's fun to make jabs at Howie, but. You know.
Well, you wanna hit a quick break and we'll come back and just keep right on going with this because there's still a lot coming in.
We lost to Graham. So
I got a couple more. Michael Default. Everything keeps saying Eagles running game is the key. Statistical fact. Season totals between the teams running back in rushing is 31 yards. Get your nail clippers out. It's going to be a nail biter.
I like it.
And Mike,
that's Tiffany's husband.
That's spot on. That's spot on. It's true. I mean, really,
we got some Viking fans.
This is a battle. I mean, this is a battle. These are. I mean, this is big boy talk. This is grown up talk. You want to talk about grown up defenses? You got two of them right here. You really do. And I think Vikings fans, to a man, would say, "Man, we wish this was at our place. You know, we wish their defense was coming here and our defense was at home. You know, and I think, like I said, my prediction coming up after the break would be different if it was going to Minnesota. There's no question about it. We talked about it for week in, week out, that defense on the turf at home is scary.
Yep.
Scary. Look at the Jags. Jags are, in my opinion, maybe the best defense, okay, like overall, talent-wise.
Right.
Like they're just that talented. But at home, the Vikings are the best. Plain and simple to me. At home. And the Eagles are right there at home in terms of home dominance as a defense. And the Jags just play wherever they got. I mean,
they're all young.
Yeah, you
can
put them wherever. Yeah, they don't care. And Jalen Ramsey has the most swag and is the best cover corner that we've seen since Deion Sanders, and that's facts. He's better than Darrelle Revis. He's better than any of these guys in there. I don't care who you are, and he's a better talker than all of them. Because when he was this thing, but we gotta tell you this one's great.
You just cracked me up because you're like, I'm not even going to talk about AFC tonight.
I had to get Jalen out because I got a Jalen crush. Okay, because I would have drafted him over Wentz because I'm an animal, and that's how much I love him. But I'm fine with Carson. I love Carson. I was crazy that night. I was talking a lot of shit. But him at Jacksonville Stadium after their win, when they went back home and he was wearing the jacket.
Yeah.
Dude, he looked like Denzel from American Gangster. That speech felt like Denzel from American Gangster. And we're going to go up there and we're going to win that bitch. And then we're going to Super Bowl, we're going to win that bitch. And I'm like, this guy.
Like, don't you realize you play for the Jags?
Like, yeah. You're not supposed to be good. Like, do you realize
you're supposed to have any swag?
No, do you realize the guy you're going to go play, the last thing you want to do is put something up on that bulletin board? I mean, it's just hysterical. But, hey, man, swag works, dude. And, it's that confidence. You tell kids at a young age, man, confidence is half the game. Yep. You believe you're that good, you're going to become that good. And for Jalen, he was great at FSU. And he just
good, feel good player.
And he just, man, he does. A couple more. Dion, that's right, Tom. Bury anybody that we face. Like Trot said back back in 2004, this is our season. Unfortunately, it didn't end in a parade. But now can be the time that we change that bullshit that happened back then. Let's go defense.
All right, I got one thing that I want to leave everybody with before we go into the break, and we can address it when we come back. It's actually a great question from TTP Ballin that I was going to bring up, and he beat me to it. Did you guys hear Mike Lombardi actually apologize for what he said about Doug before the season?
Who's
Mike Lombardi was the one who was saying
crushing Doug.
Doug Peterson's not qualified to be a head coach in the NFL.
Good, so two guys can eat crow together.
Yeah. Well, so let's get into that a little bit when we come back.
Two jabrones on some crow. A little crow dish. All right, we'll get it served up.
Yeah.
I don't know what Len's doing. I'll go find out. We'll get some crow on a dish.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll get some crow on a dish. Before we run out, we're coming right back, guys, so stay with us. Ramsey's a beast. Michael DeAndrea, because I'm going to lose these. Chris Youngflesh, yes, Ramsey's the best and will be for many years. Deion Brown, Curry and Barnett will need to make plays or be a factor at moments during this game. We all know what Cox and Graham can do. Long, Jernigan, Barnett, Curry need to make plays. Couldn't agree anymore with you, Deion. Listen, Tom,
Mike,
AM,
in the PM.
We're going to be right back. This segment was brought to you by Gibson Mayer LLC, our certified public accountant.
Make 'em yours.
Find them on the web, GibsonMayer.com, as well as SS Vinny, Stream Smart Vinny. Get in touch with him. I won one the other day, too.
Lucky
I might
bastard.
sell it for like $150. Don't tell me. Sell it under the, you know what I mean? A little back of the truck fall out. Courtesy of myself.
Of the Vin Man.
All right, everybody, we'll be right back talking Eagles.
Stay
We're going to
with
give you
us.
a prediction, player of the game, and maybe some guarantees. I don't know. Some people have been hot in here. We'll be right back.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, is brought to you by Gibson Mayer, LLC, certified public accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Mike from Tom and Mike AM in the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer, LLC, certified public accountants. 215-369-3300. Or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's www.gibsonmayer.com.
Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by the Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
You're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, here on A2DRadio.com.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com.
You're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, on A2DRadio.com. Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by the Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, is brought to you by Gibson Mayer, LLC, Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Mike from Tom and Mike AM in the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer, LLC, Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's www.gibsonmayer.com.
Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by the Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
Tom Arnone, Big Mikey Smalls, Tom, Mike, AM, in the PM, only on A2DRadio.com.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com.
Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by the Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
You're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, here on A2DRadio.com.
Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, is brought to you by Gibson Mayer, LLC, Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Mike from Tom and Mike AM in the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer, LLC, Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's www.gibsonmayer.com.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com.
Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by the Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Tom.
Mike,
AM.
in the PM.
HDRadio.com.
Yay!
Live from the BMW of Atlantic City studios. BMW of Atlantic City, right back to 17 in the Parkway. Find them online, BMWofAtlanticCity.com. Every Wednesday night, we're brought to you by our certified public accountant. Make them yours. Gibson Mayer, LLC. Find them on the web, GibsonMayer.com. Tom Arnone, Michael Mataraki, Greg Mwakovic, Rob Povey on the ones and twos. Our poll question brought to you by Scanzano Sports. Find them on the web, ScanzanoSports.com. The Las Vegas odds currently have the Eagles as a 3-point underdog with an over-under at 38.5. Make your pick. Vikings over, Vikings under, Eagles over, Eagles under. Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. HUD Radio is where you can find us. Answering all your Eagles questions, predictions, player of the game, all that coming up. Jarrell came in hot on the chat. My boy Jarrell. Last week, Tom and I went 3-1, called the Jags upset 2. This week.
Wait, did you guys play the money line? Did you guys lay the money line?
I don't lay money lines, dude. I just take. You want to give me the
Hey, I
points?
hear
I'll
you.
take the
I hear
points.
you.
Okay.
It was the same
I don't
bet.
gotta
I'm
go.
just saying.
Well, so just taking the points.
Yeah, that's
so
what I said.
Yeah,
No, I said
yeah.
taking
I
points
thought you meant
was
like
the right
not.
bet.
Yeah, I didn't know where the hell
Speaking
you
of
were
which,
going.
You want to know the current money lines right now?
Yeah, you got them.
Yeah, I got
for
them
the,
right
for the
in front of
game.
me.
Yeah, for the game. Yeah, let me know.
Absolutely. Got. We'll start with the Eagles. They're up 139 to Minnesota's minus 159.
All right. Yeah. So.
Plus 139?
Yep.
Minus 159. Okay.
Yeah, Minnesota's really not the play.
Yeah.
It's really not the play.
There's no value in really either of them.
No, I mean there's more. There's no value in either.
I mean, you're making money on the Eagles.
Well, we see when you
Because-
got
but you-
when you got a line of 3, there's never value.
Right,
They
right.
go money. When you got lines of 10, then where you get your value
Plus
of
375, I
of
think
money
they were.
lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that's really when you get that. But Jarrell said, yeah. So I mean I agree with him. I mean we were hot. I mean I was hot last
Yeah.
weekend. You sort of got the feel. You sort of feel these games out a lot more as the season goes on than you can when you're like early in the season, weeks 1, 2, 3, and 4 when. That's when you don't find out who teams really are yet. You don't know who teams are yet for that year. You're sort of going off the year before. Why Atlanta screwed a lot of people early on in the year, whereas they weren't the Atlanta
Yeah, 'cause you
from
thought
last
they were the
year.
Atlanta from last
the
year, yep.
overs got a lot of people when Atlanta would play, things like that. So now is when you can really, if you followed it, you can really do some damage. And the Jags was an easy one to me. I mean, the Eagles was the easiest one of the whole weekend. Obviously, it was a guarantee. The Jags on the line was so easy. I mean, Pittsburgh was over. I mean, they couldn't come out any clearer and say, we're already watching. We're just watching tape on New England. I mean, what are you doing? What are you do? They came into your house and demolished you.
And fired your head coach.
What?
They fired your head coach.
When?
No, I'm saying they came into your house, beat you so bad that your top-tier head coach is now about to be fired.
Who, Tomlin?
Yeah.
Tomlin's not going to get fired.
I don't think he gets fired. That's the most loyal organization
I think
in
both
sports.
coordinators go before Tomlin gets
Yeah, and
fired.
Haley
Well, I
went.
think Haley's already gone.
He's gone.
Haley is going
Tomlin's
today.
not going. You guys are nuts, man. I mean, not you, but like Chucks was saying last night that it's on Tomlin, it's on it's on Haley. Are you guys crazy? Are people insane? When you put up 42 points in the divisional playoff game, you're supposed to go home with a win, Daddy.
Yeah.
That's on the defense. The loss of Ryan Shazier hurt that football team, and it was a big loss
I'm not-
for him.
I'm
Okay,
not saying I'm
that
pulling for his head. I'm just
that
saying
defense has
that's what
not
they're
been
saying.
good enough for years now. For years, that defense hasn't been good enough. So if you want to look at it, look at who's drafting these players on the defense side of the football, and is the scheme good enough? Is a 3-4 what we really want to run with this personnel we have? That's what they got to look at. Because at the end of the day, for a locker room of veterans to talk like that, leading up to the best team in the football coming in your house is crazy. That's why I say just be careful. But that was an easy one.
Well, I think that whole thing is ass backwards, though, because if you look at it, I mean, if you're Mike Tomlin and you have to sit there and look at it and say, all right, my team just put up 42 points against one of the top 3 defenses in the NFL. And
with turnovers.
Yeah, and we freaking lost. And yet somehow my offensive coordinator's the first one to go? And I understand that that's a personality conflict between him and Ben and whatever.
But Ben came out on the radio and said it
Yeah.
up on a Pittsburgh dial the other day, yesterday, before this happened, and said, the best thing for this organization, because we're this close, is the less change, the better.
Yeah, continuity.
You know what I mean? And he's spot on at this point of his career.
I'm just saying,
He's
there's
like,
reports that are out there.
Yeah,
I-
but
you're right, yeah.
he's going.
The owners are pushing the front office.
And I can't believe it's Haley. I mean, I just cannot believe that.
But Haley's been that guy.
Hold
Haley's
on.
always been the scapegoat
but a
everywhere
Steelers,
he's
I know, but a Steelers organization, a culture and an identity that's been based on defense, it gets your free pass style. I mean, that's crazy to me. And you're talking offense when you score 42 against a defense like that, and you turn the football over and get, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't, a guy threw 5 touchdown passes, you lose a game. That's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. You saying that going into that game, if Pittsburgh scores 42, it's a wrap. So who am I looking at? I'm looking at how Blake Bortles came into my house and shred my defense up. I got to start asking some questions. They're the meetings I'm having real quick.
Because that's the real issue.
That's the real issue. But moving forward, the Eagles, Vikings, and
bring it back to this side of
and
Pennsylvania.
We can give her a score. We'll give her our prediction for the AFC title game as well. Because I mean, I said I don't want to get deep into it.
Right.
I told the guys on the fix. They were about to go on their other thing about an hour and a half in. I said, guys, why would you switch right now? I know what they were doing, but I said, don't switch because next week you might not be able to talk Eagles. So just enjoy it, for as long as you can. For the next 3 weeks, we'll be talking Birds. Let's go. So Jarrell says this will be my first NFL season. I end up winning money. 1 out of 8, LOL. Quinkall says, fuck Haley. But, of course, Mikey, because what they got your head spinning right now because they don't have you believing what you should be believing. Okay, you don't have to like Todd Haley, but at the end of the day, as your quarterback threw 5 touchdown passes in an offense he's comfortable in right now, and that offense gets it done all the time, okay, you guys are worried about a couple play calls. Yeah. Look on the other side of the football. You're better than that, Mikey. You're better than that. Okay, who's the D coordinator? Been there forever now.
I don't even know. I want to say
oh, my God, an older guy. He's an older guy. Little guy, too. Little baby guy. He's like curly size. Butler. Is it no, who's Butler? Michael Quinkall says
Keith Butler.
Is that their D coordinator? Mm-hmm. Well, that's where he needs to go. So you're back, Mike. You're back. Fuck Haley's fine, but he's not the guy who needs to go, really. But Jarrell's saying load up on the Eagles this week. He's saying load up on the – he took the Birds, Jags, parlay money line. Call me Vegas Jarrell, LOL. And he's saying Birds 2017, Pats 31-7. I mean, I'm not a
2017 and 31-7. I think that's both unders.
I don't think there's any way that Pats game ends 31-7.
I don't know, Jarrell Vegas.
I don't know, that Pats defense has improved.
I got that money line in front of me, too.
What's that money line?
That's minus 410 for New England. Plus 340 for Jacksonville.
What's it, 9 points?
8.5.
8.5.
Plus 340. I mean, you might as well just throw $50 on plus 340. I mean, if you're going to do any side of it, you're not going to go New England because they get upset. You lose a ton of coin.
Yeah.
Lose a ton. Deion Brown. My prediction is my beloved Birds 20, Vikes 17. And Jake Elliott wins it late on a very nice drive by the offense. Jake is my player of the game because
it's also his birthday.
It come down. Wow.
Sunday
is
his birthday.
The kicker making the kick when he needs to, should to. Thoughts, fellas. FYI, I'm 4 beers in now from that 6-pack. I love it. We're going to take you through your 6, Deion.
Wait a minute.
Your 6, brother.
You're 4 beers into a 6-pack of 90-minute IPA?
Let's go work.
In an hour?
Hour
and 15 minutes or so since he got back?
Yeah.
That's strong.
That is strong.
What are you doing tomorrow?
I mean,
not a damn thing.
He's not moving. Love it, Deion.
Oh, here, Mikey going to pop. Man, he's going to tell me how much he watches Steelers. Right, so he watches Steelers a lot. And Mikey's got the best hair on A2D, but it doesn't mean he's going to get away with shit. So he goes, I watch Steelers all season and realize a lot of his calls are just not good. Mike, you can go through every coordinator in this goddamn league and evaluate them at the end of the year and say a lot of their play calls weren't good. But what you have to look at, how many points a game do you put up? How many points a game? That's what you have to look at the end of the year. Both sides. Look at your defense and offense and say, who let us down? Because you don't want to fire him if you don't have to. You just don't want to. Change is bad. Bad organization change. Why do you think you guys have been so good forever, Michael? Because you don't have change a lot. Yeah. That's why you've been so good. So maybe look on the defense for some change because that's where it's needed. That's the Steelers talk you out for tonight, Mikey. Okay? I can't go anymore with you, brother. I love you. We got to get back to our Birds. I want to get
Sydney.
Let's do predictions.
Okay.
Player of the game, offense, defense, and I want to dive in. Obviously, some key matchups for both teams as well, and where both teams, if they want to win this football game, where they got to get it from. Who's got to win it? What side of the football? What grouping? is going to win this football game for him. So I want to get in everything about this game. So whoever wants to start it, get it rocking and rolling. We want yours as well. You know the deal. Gift card. Visa.
My thought on this game is it's the first team to score 2 touchdowns. We've noticed the Eagles have, because of having Nick back there, drive stall. We settle for field goals. It looks like we kicked a lot of field goals, but that's because Jake mixed the extra point. But to me, it's the team that scores 2 touchdowns, however to get it, whether it's an offensive, 2 offensive, a defensive, whatever. With that, I'm going Minnesota and the unders. I'm going 17-10. 17-10 Vikings. My
sister,
player.
your sister, how does she how does she even know you? It's bad enough half her household's goddamn split.
Yep.
Okay? It's bad enough through this week. That half her household in Minnesota split.
But
and
do you want me to?
And she's got a jabroni
I've
on
been
here
that guy all
of
year.
a brother.
Do you want me
a jabroni of a brother.
Do you want me to jump
coming
over
on
now?
He's got a good
Do you want me to
point.
jump over now, or you want me to still be that guy?
I want you to stay right
Then
where you
I'm
are.
still
It
here.
does not mean that I cannot give you a
Oh,
little
you're
heat.
absolutely going to give me
Okay?
shit for it.
It's
I
too
know
easy
that.
to let you off the hook.
Absolutely.
Okay? And I know she might not be listening anymore, but I hope she does too.
Yeah.
And if it's not through this little message, that it comes on, comes in a text in the morning. Okay? That she can't have this. All right? She's going through enough up there, Greg. God damn it.
She texted me on break. She goes, I need more Eagles fans in my timeline. She's like, you guys fired me up.
Well, I hope I do enough for her this week
Yeah.
of being her friend on the book by all the freaking Eagles
There
shit
we
we've
go.
been sharing. It's been crazy. I never, we try to say a lot of split, 50-50. But this week, dude, it's Eagles, and if Markel makes a foul shot, it's Markel.
Yeah, there you go.
But I truly think it's going to be, as I think we've all alluded to, it's going to be a defensive drawn battle. I just think if any of the teams can score 2 touchdowns, it puts them on the good side of the score. And again, it could go either way.
No, I got you.
I just don't think we're going to see much from.
And Katie Reeves wants to know how we let you sit on this couch.
Well, I'm a problem. Everyone knows this.
And that's why Bob Mannery, we had to bring him in. We had to bring in the big dog.
Bob's
for
never
an
met
intro.
me. That's the best
I know,
part.
but
Bob's
he knew.
never met me.
He knew. That
No,
wasn't
no,
that
but the
was
guy
Bob.
who wrote Bob's script.
I was going to say Bob wrote the script, goddammit.
That's where I was going. I was like, he's never even met me.
And obviously Curly, great call, Greg.
Yeah, thanks,
of course.
Curl. That's my boy. You're my boy, Blue.
Brian Eckert. What up, Brian? Someone's getting a pick 6 this Sunday in Philly. I love it. That's going to tie in the where I'm rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
And Jason saying 27-16 Birds. Darby and Mills, and he had a 2-score game early on in the chat. He said Darby and Mills player of the game, a pick 6, and shut down a Diggs and Thielen. I fucking love it. It's late night. We can say fuck all we want. And Curly says he loves you.
I love you too, buddy.
Go fuck yourself, Curly. But I do love you. I said on the book, great to have you back. Now kiss my ass.
Now kiss my ass.
Go back to jail. Go back to jail.
I do love him, and I think it's Chris, right?
Chris D'Amico.
Yeah, them two are hysterical because they're just trolling, having fun, and they're like, and Chris is like, you expect me to change it up this week? I got to keep it going for you guys. And I was like, no, keep it. I love it. I love it, man. I love when people comment. I can get them commenting more than guys at the station here. And it's unbelievable. You know what I mean? They're not even Eagles fans. They know what to say.
The interaction
they
is
know what to
awesome.
say. Go ahead, Mikey. Let me hear it, brother. Let me hear it. Make the people feel good because this crumb.
I mean,
well, that's why I went first. I let you guys bring the crowd back.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Build it, break them down.
Bring them down, build them up.
Poke in the eye, pat on the back.
Everybody on? Good, great, grand.
Bye. Damn it. So.
Meatloaf.
Hey, Ma! The meatloaf.
I can't yell Mom right now. I mean, I might Peter Brady this shit. My voice is struggling.
So, I mean, obviously we've talked a lot about how these two teams kind of mirror each other defensively. Obviously we talked at length about how Minnesota's starting defense, that first group of 11, strong, fast. Obviously, they're doing something right. They made it to the NFC Championship game. Eagles, real stout defense at home. They're only giving up like 10 points a game at home, the whole deal. So for me, what is that set up for?
Shootout.
On a 52-degree night in South Philadelphia?
Is that what it's going to be?
A shootout.
It's going to probably be, when it gets late, by 6:40, say 6:45 kickoff.
They're saying game time temperature is like 45 or something.
Yeah, it'll drop. They say it'll drop to mid-30s, high 30s, wind
by
chill.
The end of the game.
Yeah, probably middle of the game, wind chill feeling in the 30s. So I mean, it's outdoors. You know what I mean? There's no running from it. I don't think from what it looks like, the wind isn't going to be as big as a
wind is not going to be a factor
as it was last week. So that'll help the throwing game.
To me, it's football weather.
Yep.
And what I'm seeing is
grown-up weather.
Yeah, Eagles in the over. Now, I don't know if it's going to be a shootout. I'm not going into the 30s. But when your over-under is only 38, or I'm talking 30s on one side, you know. But when your combined over-under is 38.5, it doesn't take a whole lot to get to the over. I'm going birds. I'm going over. I was originally thinking 23-17. I may bump that up a little bit right now, just on gut. I'm going 27-20 birds.
27-20 birds.
And now, is that a late touchdown? Is it tied in a late touchdown, or do you have them up Minnesota coming back to get to 20 and then just stumbling, or did you not even?
No, I actually have the birds down 21-20. Second half doesn't necessarily have to be late. Birds put up a touchdown, kick the extra point, not even worried about going for two because there's a lot of time left in the game, and then the defense just shuts it down.
Yeah, I just tagged Zeke in her A2D, a little off subject for a sec, but in her A2D Real Talk group saying no show on the biggest show to date, our biggest Eagles show to date
of the year.
Since we started AM and the PM, our biggest one to date.
Biggest Eagles show,
okay?
Yeah.
And you're nowhere.
And he's a no-show?
And you're a no-show, you crumb. And I had
He's a no-call no-show.
Yeah,
just like I deal with at work.
Crumb.
No-call no-shows.
So.
Interesting.
After 2 days ago, he said his loyalties are with A2D. He's done listening to everybody else because nobody else knows what they're talking about.
Well, that's factual. I mean, we could have told you guys that from a long time ago. I mean, we're just here, for the fan, by the fan. No agenda. We talked about it a million goddamn times. Nothing changed on this end. Brian Eckhart, if we give up 3 TDs, we're in trouble. I agree with you. So, did you go player of the games? You didn't go there.
No. We did scores.
We'll just go scores. Yeah. We'll just go scores. So
for you,
this is how I was looking at this. When the Minnesota Saints game started and Minnesota got out to the 17-0 lead, my first thought process was easy game, please. And what I meant by that was blow them out. Make it easy. So you start smelling. And everybody smells even more.
Right.
More so. Okay? So that you come into this matchup, maybe you miss some X's and O's throughout the week. It's because of a lack of focus on the littlest detail, right? And it helps. What ended up happening helps even more, in my opinion. Now, did we have an emotional win? No question about it.
Yeah.
Okay? No question.
Playing the dog's almost as emotional.
But you're winning.
Yeah.
Okay? You're winning in that moment. Nothing miraculous happened. On the other side of the spectrum, the other divisional game, something miraculous happened. That game was over. We as Eagles fans started thinking about how do we match up against New Orleans?
How do you stop Drew?
People are putting in groups already. Group drops were happening quick.
Yeah.
What's the score? Eagles Saints. I mean, that quick. Mm-hmm. And on a drop of a dime, on just a poor decision by a young kid, on a miracle walk-off, whatever, I know you don't like walk-off, but a miracle walk-off, okay, essentially, that to me hurts them a little bit. That to me, now, answer me this, because everything runs together. 4th and 26, we did not go to the Super Bowl, correct?
Correct.
Right.
That was
I didn't think
not
so.
that year.
I was there at the game.
But
I know you were.
Next game, a little bit of a letdown.
A little bit.
Oh, yeah.
It's tough when you miraculously win a football game when you shouldn't. It's tough to get up the next week because everybody in Minnesota, and your brother-in-law probably attests to this, is all viked up, and I mean like overly confident probably in the Vikings.
Yeah.
So that ties into this football game.
Let me ask you a quick question.
Yeah.
So let's say Diggs goes up, he makes that catch, he comes down, toe tap, steps out of bounds with 3 seconds left, and they kick the field goal to win. Does that make it different because it's not quite as miraculous?
Yeah. Everything that tied in.
That's because that's more believable.
Yeah.
That's more how you drew it up.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
yeah,
like that's what we did with in the Giants game.
Right.
Let's get that pass to Alshon, tap, get out, and then let's go for that miracle.
And that's why you're wondering if Rob Ryan was on the sidelines again, because I mean, you know, the fact that you complete
that poor kid.
the
He
fact
had a good
that
year too.
Yeah, the fact that you can complete a 30-yard ball in that situation's crazy talk to me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He had to turn off all of his social media.
Yeah,
the
he
hate
did.
was so blatant.
And you know, people have came around. I mean, the hate's going to always be the worst. You know, it's like when you're sick. It's going to get worse before it gets better. I mean, at this point, it's probably slowed down a lot for him, and it'll get better. And he's a kid. He's a puppy, and that's not. And he even says it's not going to define who I am, and nor should it. But no, it's going to be a dogfight. But we're winning this football game, and I'm guaranteeing we're winning this football game, because what else can I do with this football team? I have no other direction to go. I feel that confident about playing at home. Not overly confident, but that confident about playing at home. The weather, the lack of wind that we're expecting, it plays the Nick. That helps Nick more than it helps Case, in my opinion, to be able to throw the football better, because you have to throw a little bit. Their secondary, to me, when you look at guys, okay, we know Xavier Rhodes is a good corner. I know somebody asked earlier, is Xavier Rhodes better than Jalen Ramsey? And it's a no.
No, but he's there.
But he's there. But he's one of the best in the league. Yeah, he's one of the best in the league. Now, Wayne's good.
Real good.
Now, Sendeo maybe out, which could be a killer.
That would change everything for me. My whole position changes if Sendejo's out.
And guess what? Most likely, it's going to be tough for him to probably play. It really is. I know the game and the magnitude, but that doesn't – it's not – in this day and age –
That's different for a concussion.
Yeah, it doesn't –
You know, like Thielen with the back, he's playing.
He's playing, yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But you like these kind of things.
Right.
Now, the D-line, like, it's good. You know, like I said, Everson, we know what he can do. He's special. Joseph's good. And Hunter can get after you a little bit, but that's where Lane's at, so you expect that to hold up well. We know about their linebacking core. I think we can run the football against them here.
Kendricks.
I think we can run the football against them well here. So I'm going 21-14 Eagles. And
under.
And the big part of this football game to me is the turnover game. And I think we take the football away a couple times. We haven't taken it away in a couple weeks. That's usually when it's due. I think we get a couple takeaways, and I think one's a pick six. I think we get a big D score this week. That sets the tone. 21-14.
I got a couple things that I want to throw out there just to kind of reemphasize what you're talking about this game being at home, okay? So just the fact that this game is at home and the way the Eagles' schedule played out, the Eagles have not slept in their own beds since the night before the Giants game, which was December 10th, I believe. No, I'm sorry, 17th. December 17th. So December 16th was the last time the Eagles did not sleep in their own bed. They haven't been on a plane since they came back from Los Angeles playing the Rams the week before. So there's a whole lot to be said about no travel, sleeping in your own bed, and doing your routine. It's also a team that feels that they are confident enough and well-rested enough that they have a group of players that went to Doug and requested that they practice in pads. There's nobody else in the league that's practicing in pads at this time of year, but the Eagles are doing it. Why? Because they've been home, they're relaxed, they're rested, they've got a lot of depth. We've got defensive linemen, Fletcher Cox and Timmy Jernigan, who have played 200 and 300 snaps over the course of the season less than Everson Griffin, Linval Joseph, Tom Johnson, those guys.
And to your point, Fletcher made it clear this week on why he was so strong on Saturday night. Yeah. He gave credit to the coaching staff and how deep they are to limit his reps so that he is as strong this deep in the season. He said other years where this, he's never been this deep, but later on in the year where he was worn out, because of so many snaps. So what you're saying, I mean, it's spot on. It matters this deep into the year. Yeah. Rest, sleeping in your own bed,
no travel.
No travel. A healthy football team compared to the other one, essentially, you have nothing coming into this
nothing
game.
Nothing new injuries. All
no
your
new.
injuries
Nothing new. I mean, you are who you are. Guys have been playing the same position for a minute now. none of that's an issue.
The only guy who missed practice today was Donnell Ellerby, and they said that was precautionary because his hamstring's a little.
Yeah,
little
and listen, it was a cover one
Right.
all day, and especially when you're sitting up where we were, in them areas where you can see the whole field. It was a cover one. It was Rodney back deep, and Malcolm was up more towards the line of scrimmage. So they use a lot more of that coverage. I see a little bit more cover two-ish this weekend, with two receivers like that.
Yep.
They really tried to blanket Julio as much as they can, but, Julio's going to get his. There is no Julio Jones out there this weekend. Adams a real good wide receiver, and so is Stephon, but neither one's Julio.
They're not Julio.
Our corners have all year lived up, matched up against big challenges. They haven't ran from them.
But both Stephon and Adam are a different type of wide receiver than Julio.
That's true.
You know what I mean? They're more in the mold of an Antonio Brown, of that guy working out, Julian Edelman type guy working out of the slot. Let me get a quick hitter, and then let me get the yards.
Yeah, to me they're not bailout guys per se. Like Keenan's in trouble. It's not a throw up type situation. But I thought what you saw with Marcus Williams' interception is what you can get out of Case Keenum and a lot of quarterbacks in this league when you put pressure on him.
Yeah.
And that's what we have to do up front. We have to put a ton of pressure on this guy, and that can lead to some turnovers. Think about it. You said earlier on. I mean, we turned the ball over twice on Saturday night, and we're still able to come out with a win. You don't lose a turnover battle 2-0 in divisional rounds and going deeper and win.
Yeah.
Shows the adversity of this football team. So I think they're due to win that battle this weekend. And if Nick can just continue, and I'm not going to use the word game manager because I don't think he was a game manager in the second half at all.
No.
I thought he threw the football really well in the second half. Now, the first half he struggled, but I thought he threw the ball better in the second half. But game manager in the sense of don't turn the football over.
Well, right.
That's where I go with that.
I just say game manager in the sense that none of those drives finished with a touchdown. You know what I mean? Like if you're a game manager,
you need to.
You're getting.
You
like,
need to.
If you want to get off of that, then you're right. We got to punch it through a couple more times.
And listen, the lack of touchdowns really just comes from the weather, man. Yeah, I'm saying it's about the Atlanta Falcons came to town, dude. They scored 10 points and they were lucky.
Yeah.
They were lucky they didn't have 3 or 0.
Well,
actually, the McLeod penalty's terrible. Terrible.
I actually just wanted to say that because I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the drive chart from the Atlanta game. So they put up 10 points, and their first score, field goal, Howe obtained the ball, fumble. That was a Jai. And their touchdown, Howe obtained the ball, muff punt. They get 10 points off of 2 turnovers. The Eagles don't turn the ball over. They may very well be pitching a shutout against a team that's got Matt Ryan at quarterback, Devontae Freeman at tailback, and Julio Jones at wide receiver.
Yeah.
And credits to the weather, too.
Yeah.
It's both. It's playing real good defense, and the conditions not being conducive over the last 3 weeks of football, Lincoln Financial Field, to throw the football. Right. It's not built for that. The way the winds have been and how cold it's been. It's not that kind of weather. That's why you talk about January having to be able to run the ball well.
Right.
Especially if you want home field coming through you and you want to dictate it. Now, Sunday could be different in terms of the wind and the weather. You just don't know what you're going to get yet. But, that to me factored in to the lack of coming away with touchdowns to that point.
Yeah.
Where I'd say in a game this Sunday, you're down to 4 or 5. I could see that a little bit more scoring. I know I'm going 21-14, but I could see – a 24-17 type thing.
Right. Well, let's play a game real quick. And this will be a quick one.
Yeah.
So the Maurice Jones-Drew thing that you were talking about earlier. So that which side are you going to put the check mark on? So let me ask you this: Matt Ryan or Case Keenum? Where's your check mark going?
Matt Ryan.
Okay.
Matt Ryan.
Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman versus Latavius Murray and Jerick McKinnon. Where's your check mark going?
Devontae.
Probably Atlanta.
Okay.
Devontae and Tevin, definitely.
Julio Jones, Mohamed Sanu, Adam Thielen, Stephon Diggs.
Anybody that's Julio's in a combo with, I have to go with.
And that's the problem because I think as the duo, I go Minnesota. But because Julio is so much better as a singular, then you know what I mean?
And Sanu's a good wide receiver.
Can I go push?
Now,
Sanu's not great, but he's good.
And you
he's
can
big,
go push.
He's physical.
But
Mohamed's not a bad wide receiver.
But the point that I'm trying to make here is I know you can't compare one week to the next. It's the NFL any given Sunday. But we just checked off everything on the Atlanta side of the ball offensively, and they scored 10 points off of 2 turnovers.
And they might have a better
What the hell is Minnesota going to do in this in this stadium against this defense.
Mike, and Atlanta might have a better offensive line too. They might. That's close.
That's close.
It's not.
I mean, if I'm going check marks, I'd probably give the check mark to Minnesota there.
No, I mean that's fine, but not by a
But
lot.
not by much.
A New Orleans front four that, let's be real, after the loss of what was his name, the other D end, not Jordan, that guy who got hurt for him. He was out for the year, ACL guy, whatever.
Yeah.
When the loss of him,
I know you're talking about names escaping.
Their
me.
D line isn't nowhere near what it was earlier on in the year, or really a top D line at all in football.
Yeah.
And they went and got him for the most part, especially in the second half. So I look at that and say, well, that D line can be exposed. I mean, if you want to go through checking, okay, let's go through Minnesota then. Let's Minnesota Eagle it. Let's check it. Let's go, and we'll start right with the quarterback position. Okay, and we'll go around the room.
I'm going Foles.
Going Foles?
Case.
I'll go Case for the sake of argument. He's had he's played longer in the year. He's had a better season. I'm good with that one. I'm okay there. Running back. So you got Latavius Murray and Jared McKinnon.
I'm going Eagles there.
And you got Ajayi, obviously, in our crew.
And Blunt.
I'm going Eagles there.
Yeah.
I'm push, so I'll go. I'm push. But I think McKinnon brings something against our linebackers that we don't really have anybody to do against their linebackers. So that's my X factor.
Well, I think Corey's really good out of the backfield. So I mean, I think that.
But McKinnon, you're right.
Not as fast as McKinnon.
But McKinnon gets more touches than Corey does out of the backfield.
No, of course.
So if you're going matchup, for sake of argument, I'll go Minnesota.
Okay. Wow.
But I think they're equal.
Yeah, 2-0. No, I mean, I expect it. You have Minnesota to win.
Right.
When in Rome. So, wide receiver. You got Thielen Diggs, okay, and Aguilar. We'll go Aguilar and Alshon. I mean, it's not a landslide if you're taking Minnesota there either.
I'm going Minnesota, but it's real close.
Yeah, I think the familiarity with Alshon still isn't there, especially now with Nick. If you're talking Carson, I might give the edge to the Eagles. Just because now it's a full year of Alshon.
Yeah, no, I would be going that way too.
But I'm Minnesota.
I'll go Minnesota there. Okay. O-line.
Well, hold on a second.
Tight end.
Back up.
Tight end. Yeah, I'm not even. Yeah, I forgot.
I'll go Ertz.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
Close.
Kyle Rudolph's a nice player. It's Ertz, and it's not even close.
And he's got to win against these linebackers.
And I might, even if Ertz wasn't even playing, I might go Burton over Kyle Rudolph.
And he's got to win. He's got to win, Mike. He's got to win this weekend. He has to win this weekend.
Rudolph's banged up, too. That ankle has been right since week 14.
Yeah. Okay, so then we got offensive line, right? O-line. I mean, I'm taking Eagles.
I'm going Birds.
Yeah, I mean, when arguably one of the best front four comes out and says this is the best offensive line that we faced, and they go up against theirs every day in practice,
yeah,
I'll go Birds.
Birds. Okay, so let's shift over to the defense side of the football. All right, D-lines. I mean, we're deeper.
I've said it. I think it's a push.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in agreement with that. I think defensively, I just throw this out there now. I think the only area defensively where they have us is linebackers.
Yeah,
I think everything else is a push, basically.
I think we're better just because we're deeper. I think it matters.
Well,
no question.
And we have the best D tackle in football outside of Aaron Donald and Fletcher Cox 1A, 1B. Whatever day you want to put one in front of the other, right? So, I mean, we have the best D tackle in football. We have the best D tackle in football, okay? That means that every week when you're matching up against them check marks, you're winning, okay? Especially when you have another guy on the outside that's a Pro Bowler and Brandon Graham, okay, and you're as deep as you are. So, to me, it's the Eagles D-line. Now, you shift to the linebackers, I go Minnesota there.
Right.
Now, if Hicks was playing, now we're in a different conversation. We can start talking.
Right.
The season Nigel's had, Kendrick's being healthy,
yep.
then you can have the conversation. To me, it's an easy one. I love how Nigel's played and Kendrick, they played great. But missing your middle linebacker, you can't win this one. That one goes to the Vikings. And we go to the secondary.
With or without Sendejo?
We'll go... Well, without Sendejo, it's the Eagles.
It's Eagles.
To me, it's a push. Without, it's the Eagles.
I'm with you.
Yeah, to me, it's
a push maybe slightly just because their top end in Rhodes is better than our top end.
Okay.
In either Mills or Darby, whoever you call.
And I'll buy into that.
So we'll go players in the game in a second here, okay?
All right.
And then we'll finish it. So where are we at? Special teams?
Yeah.
Okay. Special teams, whatever. We don't care.
If it comes down to that, it's a problem.
But I think that's been an issue all year, as we've talked about.
But kicking game, I think we're better.
Yeah, but Forbath has played in this weather. He's been with the Redskins, So he's not going to be worried about this weather. He's not like a normal dome kicker is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no,
he's
that's
not
fair.
Blair Walsh. He's going to come up short
it's funny
on a 45-yarder.
The stat that I heard today was Jake Elliott has missed 4 extra points this year. Kai Forbath has missed 5. I'm good.
Winning.
But the return game and stuff, there's been no impact, I don't
For
think, on either side.
No, in the whole NFL.
league,
in the whole NFL.
which is very strange.
So we'll just go
Hold
push.
on. Marcus
Go push.
Sherrills is a little scary in the return game, but you just don't even get returns anymore.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we'll just say push there. Okay, let's go to coaching. To me, it's the Eagles.
I'm going Dougie.
I'm going Doug.
Zimmer.
He's got more out of less, and you would. And,
You would.
And that's
You're
who
a problem.
That's why you should be in goddamn timeout.
Yep.
So I think what we've came through with this is you pretty much check-in's pretty even.
It is.
For the most part.
But that's what a 3-point spread kind of tells you.
But it is. But your two best teams are playing this deep into the
Right.
season. It's the two best teams in the NFC, and it's two teams that have overcame different things that they've had to overcome. You know, they lost Dalvin Cook. I mean, they've had some things that they have to go through too.
Seriously though, can you
Yeah.
imagine that offense with
Well,
Dalvin Cook?
definitely. Then you're talking. Ooh, thank God he's not playing.
You ain't kidding.
James Wright, what up, James? What's up, guys? I told you Nick was going to surprise you all this Sunday. Doug got good ass plays coming out. We win in 31-17. I fucking love it, James.
Ooh,
I would love 31-17.
spread.
Then I'm sleeping like a fucking big time infant. Deion Brown, fellas, did you hear, guys? Did you guys hear or read the Shady Macklin and Kelsey being in town over the weekend? Yeah, I did.
No, what happened?
Kelsey, LaShawn, and
You
Macklin.
mean Travis Kelce?
Travis
Yes.
Kelsey, yes.
Okay.
We're all at the Eagles game.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, all at the Eagles game.
Glad to see Kelsey can walk.
Yeah, I guess the
He's
concussion's
not
all
in a
right.
bubble.
Yeah, right. All right, so we got to shit the players of the game, boys.
Well, obviously I have the Vikings winning, so my player of the game is going to be – I'm going to go Latavius Murray.
Okay.
And I'm going to go Anthony Barr on the defensive side.
He's a fucking problem.
He is
Not
a problem.
You and Anthony
And I am,
Barr. I
yeah.
meant Anthony Barr, but you too.
Yeah.
Mike? Anthony Barr's good, dude.
He's real good.
I mean, look, you know me, dude. I keep it real around the leg. Like, I don't play
Did he
games.
break Rogers' collarbone?
Yep.
Was him?
Yeah, that was him, yeah.
Barr, yep.
Yeah. Good job.
And it was a clean hit.
Good job.
And that was a
Good
clean
job,
hit. I mean, he may have drove a little hard,
but
but
your body's falling, you know?
Offensive player of the game, Zach Ertz. I think that's going to be the key right there because I do think Minnesota's corners could do a real nice job against Alshon, Torrey. I do think Nelson's going to have an advantage out of the slot, but I think the bigger advantage offensively is going to be tight end, and I do think it's going to be Ertz. Wouldn't be surprised if Burton gets a lot of play on Sunday. I think Burton could be like the secret weapon.
I like
but
it.
offensively, I do think it's Ertz. Defensively, I'm going a little dark horse here. Sidney Jones with a late INT.
Wow.
A
Wow.
late INT to seal it.
Wow. I'm not mad at it.
did he get any – I didn't notice. Did he get any reps in the game?
I didn't see him.
He was inactive on
Well, he
Sunday.
wasn't active. That's
Or
what I thought
Saturday,
he was. Yeah.
You think it's like a fucking secret weapon they're pulling out here? Like all of a sudden, whoop, there's Sidney Pick.
I just think if they're
What,
if
once he
they're
thought I would have hit on something real
you know
quick.
if they're
Once he
going to
thought.
run.
Oh yeah, don't let me forget that. I got to do player of the game too,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
sometimes I forget.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When you're done doing
Oh,
player,
okay.
I just think if they get into a position late in the game where they have to run 4 wide, and they're out there with Thielen, Diggs, Laquan Treadwell,
Treadwell,
and
yeah.
Jarius Wright,
Underachiever.
then
second year, let him go.
I'm letting them.
I think
Not Sunday.
I
That's
think
size,
Sidney's
though.
going to see the field, and I think they're going to try to pick
Well,
on him
nah,
as a rookie.
I mean,
and,
you have Rasul and Patrick Robinson, so
No, I'm just saying.
All right, I'm not against
I
it.
said it was a total dark horse.
I'm not against it.
I said it was a dark horse.
I like dark horses.
So finish the dark horse. Who's he sitting? Who's he starting for? Who's
I didn't
sitting?
say we
No,
started.
I'm sorry. Who's he suiting up for? I meant. So if he's
whose roster
whose
spots
roster
he taking?
spots he taking?
It's probably some Jabron linebacker special teamer.
Jabron guy.
Some Jabron.
Well, it ain't Brayman. Tell you
Yeah,
that.
it ain't Brayman.
'Cause Brayman's a monster on special teams.
Maybe he's dressing over Najee Good. Who knows?
So James Ray is Mandingo.
Man,
He just
Dingo
told us.
Ray.
I said, Mandingo, I didn't know.
Oh,
So he went back. All right. So he says, I really think this game is going to shock everybody. This defense will get 2 turnovers. Watch. That's where I'm at, James. That's where I'm at, brother. 2 turnovers. I'm thinking 2-3, somewhere in that range. Offensively, man, I'm going with my guy. Nothing's changing on this couch for me. You know, that's Nelson Aguilar.
All right, so that feeds into my point.
And it feeds into that. You know, we talked about last week. Like, how are you going to be creative to get your best offensive playmaker the football in tough weather conditions? Thought they were creative, and they got Nelson the football on 2 big plays, which were huge. Go ahead.
Now, with that, do you now come back and try that again now that that's on tape?
No,
because you hadn't done it all year. So now you have to come up with something different.
Well, hold on. Because I work off of it.
Well, that's the thing. Now you use that.
Right.
Now you use that and you throw
as
off
a
of it.
fake off of
now
it.
You throw off of it.
So,
and you know you throw 2 off of it. Him.
On like a wheel.
Because sometimes that's the best.
Could,
sometimes
like a wheel route.
Now he's going to be matched up against a linebacker, and it's a definite win.
Right.
You know, think about Terrence Newman all day on him, unless they put Wayne's in the slot. But that's up to the Eagles to decide, okay, is Wayne's not the same type of corner he is on the outside, inside.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they can decide that on the matchup problem there. But I think Nelson is the spot on this team where you look at where do we match up well and a chance where we can exploit them. You know, I think we can run the football. Obviously, in their building, we want to run the football well. But we're still one of the best running teams in football. Yeah. I think we're gonna run the football well. I believe in that. I believe in Doug's schemes, and Wisniewski was huge. Because when we stopped running the football well, it was all because that left side was a mess.
Yeah.
Because you took a vet out of there, and now you got a kid and a jabron.
Yeah.
And now you're in trouble.
And now you got 2 turn sides.
Yeah, so now at least the vet
can carry the
kid.
Yeah,
keep the kid calm.
So you got
to get deep, too.
defensive. And then I got a question for Greg.
Defensive, man. I gotta go right at 91. I gotta stay with the big dog. All $100 million needs to be earned again. I want it. You know, I'm not gonna be down at the game. I know Mike will. You know, I want him to hear his name 200 times this week. And we talked about 100 last weekend. Now we're upping. Okay, but you know, and the best video, the most fun video I did out there, and it was funny because I don't talk about like videos I did like or watch them over, but I watched like 4 times, and it was one, and this one was simple. It was like so, and I'll tell the people this right now. So if I told you when we were 0-0 that we'd be hosting an NFC title game, what would you say? And it's simple. Let's effing go. And it's the same thing holds true. Same thing holds true this weekend. If I told you this, you'd say we're crazy. We were crazy before the season that this team would get this far. And that was what a lot of people with 11. I mean, I know I had them 11-5. I know you had them in the playoffs too. I know you didn't, but even with that, you know, I don't know if we were expecting this.
No.
You know, we were expecting that we would win a playoff game, which we did.
Which
so maybe we
did.
did.
You thought would have been the wild card round, though.
Yeah, so you weren't sure about it all, but
here's what I want to know.
Now you're here.
Here's what I want to know about the video, though.
Yeah.
How the hell does Brian Wilson chug twisted tea?
I guess
and consider himself a man.
Well, that's what they do. It's their tee off. They call it. They call themselves their tee off. I don't know. I've never been over.
They tee off all right.
They were teeing off. They had to get it.
They might be in the tea bagging with that tea.
Well, you know what's funny?
I don't get the guys that drink twisted tea.
I mean,
look, no. He only does it like they'll just literally
chug it.
It's just like they drink beer the whole time,
and so it's just their chug beer.
And it's just their chug. Like they'll do a tee off. That's the only reason they have it.
All right,
I'll give him a little bit.
I might let that slide.
He was trying to explain it. They were trying to explain why.
Look at Bataraki with the pot shot.
Because I'll give it up to Wilson because when they roll by the tent, like Wilson, you want a beer? Absolutely. I put a PBR pounder in his hand, and he was a happy camper.
How can you go wrong with a PBR pounder?
Well, the video I'm talking about, look at his face behind me. He's like this all the time. He's like a kid that can't. He's so happy where he's at.
So I'm literally like, you know, I'm watching the video, and I'm thinking to myself, well, like Wilson was drinking beer all day. And then I see him with a twisted tea, and I'm like, what the hell is he doing right now?
He's so mad at him.
Party foul.
He's so better than that.
Like, throw the flag. You're better than that.
People were commenting on the YouTube and like when it was up on Facebook, like Twisted Teas guys, and I'm like, dude, I'm drinking a Monster. I don't know. But they're just chugging them. Like that was the whole reason. Like when they stopped at the liquor store, they got their 30 or whatever they were drinking.
It's like
and then
dessert.
they got the Twisted Teas.
Yeah. It's the cherry on top.
I guess that's how they look at it. Exactly.
We had like the cornucopia in the tent Saturday too. We had Rolling Rock, PBR, Miller Lite. We had the Weyerbacher Dallas Sucks, which is really good, by the way. And then we had a couple. Of like single bottles, like 32-ounce bottles of some higher content stuff. It's a good day.
Yeah, it is a good day. Listen, it's a great experience over there. I'm expecting after we do Agreed History Sunday morning, previewing you up to the game.
You might be rolling through.
That we might roll through for like an hour or two just to
go.
do some videos, have some fun over there with the fam, be with the fam. Soak in the whole experience, what this week is. Live in the moment. There's no guarantees next year. You just don't know in this league. I believe in this coach. I believe in this organization that we're going to be here for a long time, but that doesn't mean it's a guarantee. Right, it just isn't. Carson looks good already. Dude, he's all, the Braves all looks like a guy who's already on track for a week oneer. That's just who he is. And why I love this kid even more is, and John Clark put it out, in the facility at 6 a.m. every morning with Foles and the QBs, going over game plans, talking football. And what Carson says, he loves football that much, he just can't be away from it. So nothing's changed. I mean, are you freaking kidding me? You're talking about most guys shut it down, dude. Winners don't. This is Brady talk. This is the kind of things GOATs do. This is the kind of, you talk about setting the culture up. The culture is not only set up by Doug, but your leader from day one in at 6 a.m. And we talked about that before he got hurt. How that, almost Joel Embiid, the organization, transcends the organization, right? And everybody believes in the guy. Now you're talking about a guy who probably shouldn't be there, doesn't have to be there, is not obligated to be there, but wants to win so much, cares about his teammates so much, and a game of football that he's in there, that's special, dude.
Well,
that is just special, and I don't care who you're a fan of. You love this kid. You love this kid.
Well, and you knew it was
Tebow times 100.
You knew it was for real too when he wasn't in the owner's box. He's on the sideline with the headset on.
Yep.
Yeah. This week.
On the crutches.
Oh, this week. The other 2 weeks, don't matter. Go up top.
Get the knee right. Those regular season games, he's up there. Last week, So, Greg.
Yes.
Bleeding Green on the YouTube chat asks, how you got the majority of checks for the Birds at home and still picking the Vikings? Think you drinking national media Kool-Aid, LMAO.
So, can I answer for you?
But I didn't have majority of checks for the Eagles.
No, he's an Eagles fan, but he's hated on Doug all year.
Still do.
Okay, and he's picked against him all year, so he's staying status quo for the sake of the family. All right? For the fan, by the fan.
But I had most checks for the Vikings.
No, whatever. The checks
whatever.
are aggressive.
But
James Wright. Guys, when we get to the QB.
No, he's not James. Mandingo.
Guys, when we get to the QB and they have a lineman hurt too, we will get to that motherfucker, and he will be rattled.
He just MF'd him.
Yeah, well, that's what I have to write what's on the prompter. I don't think they played a defense like us all year, have they? No. And the one game outside that I can recall them getting carved up a little bit, which is a good measuring stick in a way, was at Carolina. Just the weather that day in Carolina, just the Northeast a little bit.
Yeah.
And Carolina's offense isn't the greatest. We know this. And they got carved up a little bit in that game.
Didn't they also get carved up by Stafford on the road in Detroit?
Probably. That's the thing. They're not the same, to your point. That's a dome, but they're just not. They're good on the road, really good, just like we are. We're really good on the road, but we're just not as dominant. And that's the thing with Minnesota. They're really good on the road. Just that dominance isn't the same as when you go into their building. Because, like I said, that prediction would have been the other way.
Right.
It would have been 21-14 Vikings if we were going there. It would have been.
You got predictions there? Because I got a bunch here.
Deion Brown says, Eagles win. I don't care if it was by 1 or a half a point. Crying faces. Eagles win, and that's the bottom line because Deion and the rest of the underdogs said so.
As long as it goes in
Steve Austin.
As long as it goes in the column on the left.
Bobby Hardman.
That's the bottom line.
I love Bob Hardman, dude.
Bob's the man.
I'm sticking with flats for player of the game. I love it.
Nice.
Michael DeAndrea, Dougie point out all the stops this game. I agree, Mike. And Mike says Eagles have the best record in the league at home the last 2 seasons. Real talk, and almost unbeatable. Going to be a long day for Minnesota. And that's true. You take away the Cowboys, it's a 14-2 clip over a 2-year stretch, and one of the years you didn't make the playoffs. You were 8-1. No, you were 7-1 at home this year. 7-1 at home. And you take away the Cowboys game, you're 7-0 at home. Or not now you're 8-1. But you were 7-1 throughout the regular season at home, and you take away the Cowboys, because just no starters playing. If you want to take that out, you're 7-0. It's still 7-1. It's a great home record. You're 8-1 at home counting the playoff win. That's dominance at home. Yeah. Really, as a football team, not just your defense, as a whole. You're figuring out ways to win. And I think all throughout the year, I know we talked about it earlier, but all throughout the year, winning them a couple of them close games, the dramatic games, some of the things that we went through in terms of wins, like the Rams game, the Giants game early on in the year. There was other games mixed in as well. But winning some of them close games and dogfights that, we came out of it on Monday, and there was a lot of questions maybe being asked about A, B, C, or D, but we came out with wins. The Raiders game.
Mm-hmm. Carolina game.
Right? The Raiders is the big one.
Washington Monday night game at home.
Yeah.
They're down 14-0, and Carson just can't get it going. They wind up winning the game 34-24.
So it's just, they're battle-tested and winning tight ball games, and that's going to continue this weekend. Bob Hartman.
What I would ask is for our fans and the fan base as a whole, if they get down early, don't bail on them. This may be the last chance you have to watch Eagles football. Well, for the majority of the fan base, it's the last chance you have to watch Eagles football in person this year, because this is going to be hard as hell to get Super Bowl tickets and expensive as anything.
Yeah.
But if you're there in the stadium and they go down early, do not bail on them. Stay there. Get loud. Get louder. Do everything that you could possibly do to help this team get back in the game. Make sure the home field advantage doesn't go away just because we fall behind.
And I thought we did a great job as a whole on Saturday night with that same thing, because you're leaving the first half, and, me, I'm going to take the positives out. Well, you turn the football over, and all that, and you're only down 10-9, and you missed an extra point too, and, you're going to win this football game. So it's up to the crowd to be loud. Steve Krasowski, we talked about that earlier on, though. Be loud. Make it hard for these guys to come here and play. What's your over-under he wants to know for the game? Well, the over is 38.5, right? Is that what it was? 38.5.
Yeah.
39.5?
39 even.
39 even, sorry. 39. That's what it is.
Just got updated about.
I don't know if he's asking
they're listening to the show and they just bumped the line up ahead.
Right? Jesus. I don't know if he's asking what we would make the line, or what the line was.
I thought the line was a little low. I would have gone 41.
Yeah, I agree with that. Michael DeAndre, this is a good one. We talked about this before. Last year we were losing close games, and this year we were winning them. Good teams win close games.
Absolutely.
Yep. And when you keep doing it, and you do it with a backup, now that belief's all throughout that locker room. And especially when guys go watch tape of last week's game, and they see Nick making throws, and making some big ones. And they see some zip on the football. And, and it just brings more confidence that we can win this game. He can take it down the field, right? It's not just on me. But if I do my job and everybody does their job, and I think that's what guys are doing all year, is, okay, I got a job to do, and they've been doing it. So what do you got over there, Mike?
Edgar Venzer.
What up, Ag?
28-19 Eagles. TTP Bowen.
I love the 19s
it's
and stuff.
I
love the 19s and the 16s.
TTP Bowen, another battle of defenses, 20-13 Eagles. Renee Ballard, and I don't see her prediction, but
what's up, Renee?
Player of the game, Brandon Graham defense, Ertz offense, bold prediction.
I like that, Brandon.
Nigel. Her bold prediction is player of the game's defense, Nigel Bradham, offense, Torrey Smith. Todd Womack, offense.
I like that.
Jay Ajayi, defense, Timmy Jernigan, go Birds.
Ajayi and Jernigan with his.
Ajayi and Jernigan.
Good ones.
J-Hot 24/7. Jake Elliott's birthday is Sunday, and he better be fucking clutch. So now that's that's twice now that we've played that birthday card.
Don't pucker up.
Don't pucker up on your birthday, Daddy. Somebody go stick a candle up that ass.
Jacob Loss,
The Alabama kicker did.
17-13 Birds. Ertz, player of the game. Bleeding Green, Ertz offense, Graham defense, 23-16 Eagles.
I like a lot of people. Seems like a lot of the YouTube side is going Ertz and Graham.
Yeah.
And what I do like about that is Ertz, quiet last week. It just was.
But that comes with a lot of Nick's early stuff was to Ertz, which was supposed to be the safe stuff, and that's what he was missing.
Yeah. But so that
so
flow.
that was him being quiet.
Yeah, and they got to get their chemistry needs to get better and better too. But I think that they are good picks because he had a down week and a lot. How they have a flow of a season, right? We talk about turnovers. Why I think we're going to get some this week. We didn't get any last week. So the ebb and flow kind of stuff.
Right.
And it plays in no matter how deep you are into the playoffs. It plays in.
This is
hopefully
great.
them guys are right. I hope he has a big one.
J-Hot 24/7, 2-0 Eagles. Cox sacks Keenum in the end zone. Off to the bowl we go. 60,000 Eagles fans do the safety sign with their hands, a.k.a. skull.
Bro, when does this happen? Because I'll be so freaking puckered up. Like, it's not even right. Like, when does this happen? Is this like the Minnesota's last drive of the game? Like, we have to punt him in, and we punt him inside the
0-0.
one, and it's nothing, and there's a minute, like 20 left, and he's like, oh, my God, did they do it again? And Cox sack somebody for a safety. Oh my God!
Break
Or
out the
does it start with the Super Bowl where Peyton gets throws the ball out of bounds to start with the safety in the Super Bowl? Remember that?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And then you go to whole game 2-0.
Carl Revis 10-6 Eagles with a defensive touchdown for the win. Wow.
Sidney Jones?
Wow, Carl.
Could it be? Could it be?
Wow.
Sidney with the pick 6 on the new ACL.
Wow. I mean, I'm real puckered
Or
down.
Achilles.
I'm real puckered down 10-3. I mean, down 6-3.
We got a Vikings fan in here.
Here they come.
Oh, Jim. Well, first of all,
He's done. I've heard enough.
is your name Jim or is your name Jim? Because you can't be Jim.
Jim. Jesus Christ. Did somebody call you Jim? Jim. Dinner's ready.
Hold on. 24-16 Vikings, our destiny is to host the Super Bowl. Well, guess what, jackass? Minnesota is already hosting the Super Bowl, whether the Vikings are there or not.
Nice. Got him.
J-Hot says,
Thanks for chiming in, though, bro.
J-Hot says, yo, Jim.
What does he say?
I'll knock your fucking teeth out.
Oh, my God. Here we
Don't
go.
even bring that shit in here.
Getting violent.
See, and of course, J-Hot's going to go get violent on him. Jim, though, he does say, he goes, Foles is no Drew Brees. Okay, that's a fair point. And then he says, cry, Eagles, cry. Come on, bro. I was going to give you equal time. Now you're done.
Wait, you said, well, that common sense? Was that a common sense moment?
Yeah.
Was that football 101? Was that a Breeze is better than Foles? Was that what that was? Like a no-shitter? Thanks? Like, I mean, that's deep. It's deep, man. I mean, I got to, do some research to figure that shit out. Like, well, who's better? Let me dive into the numbers a little bit. Let me go watch some tape on both of them.
Oh.
Let me study their film.
I want to listen to the guy that comes out and says, Nick Foles.
Yeah.
Says the Falcons beat the Vikings, too. Your receivers suck compared to Thielen and Diggs.
They don't suck. Dude, now you're delusional, bro. They suck because – are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Okay? You're telling me that Alshon Jeffries and Nelson Aguilar stink? Stop, dude. Stop. Because now you're a fucking moron. Because it's late in the year when you're playing in title games, Daddy. No grouping sucks. You got that? There ain't a grouping on your football team that sucks. Just like when we broke down Minnesota, we didn't say not one grouping sucks. You fucking moron. Say it. Because that's just delusional. That's biased talk. And listen, we ain't play biased games here. We're about to lead a real goddamn talk. And if you want to comment and be dumb, I'll bury you. Moving on. Ridiculous. Stop it. They suck. Are you kidding me? They suck. Look at these two. They suck.
TTP Ballin says, Alshon Jeffrey, Zach Ertz, Nelson Aguilar aren't as good as Diggs and Thielen. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, come on, dude. You're delusionally talking. Like, do you forget that our quarterback, when he was before he got hurt, it was slinging it all around, Daddy? Did you miss them highlights? Did you miss Nelson Aguilar was going to a Pro Bowl before Carson got hurt? Did you miss that?
J-Hot says...
Shit, Nelson needs to sit down with Markel and tell Markel how Markel out.
How to get out of the yips.
Damn.
J-Hot says, while we're on it, Eric Kendricks isn't even as good as Michael.
No, we got
Eric's
the wrong
better.
Kendricks.
Eric's
We got the
better.
wrong
We got
Kendricks.
the wrong Kendricks. And that's real talk.
And it's not even close.
And now we're back to real talk. No. I'll give it this. When Michael's on the field and healthy.
Oh, this year he's been a lot
yes,
better.
It's
yes.
close now.
It's
not
close,
what
yes.
It should have always been close.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
Michael,
you're right. When he was the head case and he was never healthy.
Yeah.
It was.
Then it's not close. Because
Are
Eric's
you
on the
even
field.
from the same family?
Yeah. Talk to your brother. Talk to your younger brother.
Go talk to your brother.
Let your younger brother slap you around a little bit. Show you how to be a goddamn man. We need a man out here. It really happened when he went in to ask Howie before the season.
To get out.
To get out, and Howie said straight up to him, hey, man, we don't trade talent, young talented players. And then we talked about it on air about it. And Howie, man, keeping it real with the guy, and he went out and balled. And now I'm sure he's thinking about back at that conversation. He's like, thanks, Howie.
Yeah.
'Cause I got a few bonuses happening already. I really appreciate it, Howie.
You know what I got to say, though? I love the fan base stepping in, though. Like,
DeAndre says Case is no Matt Ryan, though.
yeah. Yeah, true. No, Scott.
Oh no, this year you might. This year though, you might take Case over Matt Ryan.
Can I give you one thing, one
Go ahead.
scenario? Because Chucks was on this kick last night. The Antonio Brown being better than Julio or being the best in the league, hands down, and it's easy. Okay, and I was arguing with him, but it's hard over the chat, right? But he was saying that, and I was saying, well, dude, you got to look at it like he's got a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback. As his quarterback. That matters. He's like, well, Matt Ryan. And I was like, Matt Ryan's not as good as Ben. I'm like, when Ben goes to the Hall of Fame, Matt Ryan's going to be putting the jacket on for him. I mean, that's how different it is. I know Matt Ryan won the MVP last year. I get that, but he won the MVP because he has a freaking stud pup on the outside. Can he make every throw? Yes. Is he good? Yes. He's not Ben.
Well,
that's all.
What I would say to Chucks is, let's trade Julio for Antonio. Put Julio in the Steelers' offense and Antonio in the Falcons' offense. And see which one can do the other's job more effectively, because I would say that it's Julio.
Sweeps isn't happening with me because I said Nelson could have been a Pro Bowler. He told me to stop it. If Carson didn't get hurt, he could have maybe been a Pro Bowler. He might have been close because he was already at 8 or 9 touchdowns. He was talking about double-digit touchdowns. He was probably going to go over 1,000 yards. He was close to it. He probably would have went over 1,000 yards with Carson. All I'm saying, he's close to a Pro Bowl. From what he was, he's living up to where you drafted him. That's all. He's getting closer to that Pro Bowl caliber. I mean, you can't, we can laugh at it, but it's real. I know it's hard to say like Nelson and Pro Bowl in the same combo, but my point is it was getting there.
He would have been in the conversation.
Yeah, so to say like that Stephon Diggs and Thielen, are way better, they're better combo, but to say them two suck was crazy talk. That's my point. I was justifying it not to be you shouldn't be saying stupid shit.
No, I like it, and it's like.
But going back to your point, I don't know if it's just clear cut that Julio does go better and still be Julio in Pittsburgh.
Right.
But I think you put in Antonio Brown, the shifty, just get the ball in my hands and let me go, changes that offense in Atlanta, and it might be tit for tat.
Well, it could
be. Could be.
I'm just saying those two are far and above everybody else.
What I was going to say is I love the fan base though. Somebody chimed in on the YouTube chat. The moniker is Scott L, and it just says, "Are these three guys homers?" And
nope.
and TTP Ballin says, "Eagles fans, but no, they absolutely keep it real." So there you go.
Thanks, TTP.
I picked the Vikings.
He picked the Vikings.
Thanks. I mean, that's why Ballin's the man. He's in every week. He knows us. We're not lying to
People
nobody.
chime in for 2 minutes and they think they know fucking all.
They got it all.
Good job, buddy.
They got all the answers. We're homers because whatever reason.
No, you talk Sixers? Oh, give me a hinky.
I mean, everything's. I think everything's factual here. Chris Lyons chiming in. What up, brother? 28-7 Eagles.
Yes.
Did he say walk off extra point?
Yeah,
yes, he did.
Point.
Kicking plays matter.
John DeCasanova, 1915. There's another 19 right there.
Instead of bitch will sleep well for a week if the kicker makes the extra.
19 makes sense, though. You were saying it before. 19 makes sense. To Greg's point earlier, it's a battle of the 2 touchdowns. So the loser only scores 1 touchdown, and I could see easily being stalled to 4 field goals.
Right.
Yeah,
makes
that's
sense.
why. Yeah, I think the first. I think almost like the Atlanta game. I would say the first one to 20 wins this one, too.
My thought was 15.
15, yeah. I just think because everybody thinks it's going to be so low scoring, I think there's going to be a little bit more points. That's why I was going 21-14
I mean, 15 to 21
low.
isn't. We're not far off.
No, we're not. No, so I was going to say 17.
Yeah.
But I had I had Atlanta. I had the Vikings at 14. So yeah, 17 is where I was going to go. So yeah, about 17 points. I think first one is 17 wins this one.
Well, see, now this is what happens when the opposition is in a different time zone. Because now all of a sudden there's a whole influx of Viking fans in the YouTube chat, and of course they're an hour and a half late.
Late to the party.
Yep.
Well, listen, we would have loved to have you earlier, man. We didn't shit on your team that you're picking the wrong people. Okay? I mean, we kept it real. That's the best events in football at home.
And we gave you guys a lot of love.
Real good on the road. Not as good as at home, but real good. But still, still dominant. They can be dominant on the road, but there's a little more chinks in the armor on the road, just like we are. Just like why it was so important for both teams, and I'm sure everybody in Minnesota was saying this all year long, as the season got deeper, that we need home field.
Yep.
Because we see our defense is at home. This is an even football game. It really is. This is a tough football game. I'm picking the Eagles because of the adversity this team's been through, and they continue to come out week in and week out and win football games when everybody tells you they shouldn't. I mean, really, when Carson went down, it was over. It was over to everybody. And all they've done is not lose when their stars have played every game for the last 3 games.
Well, hold
right?
on a second.
You know?
There's a Vikings fan, Soup Sir, chimed in and said, no Wentz, no wins. Guess what?
Just did.
We're 3-1 without Wentz.
3-0, really.
And the one kind of doesn't count. So
Doesn't count at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. You play your starters for a quarter, not even.
Yeah,
it doesn't count.
It was the fourth playoff game.
It was our 5th preseason game. Yeah, it was our 5th one.
Yeah, but the
was the 5th one.
The YouTube chat got hot.
And you even seen that game, the weather. As much as I'm not Mr. Dak by any stretch, I mean, the guy can still throw the ball a little bit.
Right.
And in that weather, nobody could. So just tie back into the weather. Because after that game, it was like, Nick's the worst. Like, after them 2 games. And it was like, dude, relax. Like, nobody. I mean, Derek Carr can still throw the football. He couldn't that night at all because the weather matters.
See with Chucky.
And just to rehash,
No,
you said earlier in the show, 43 degrees this weekend, 4-mile-an-hour winds. Could be a good passing game. Could surprise a lot of people with a higher score than people are expecting.
I think Nick could throw 2 touchdowns.
I'm sorry. I gotta rip
I'm not
this
saying
guy.
50-yard bombs, but, in the red zone, inside the 10 touchdowns.
He just started rattling off Thielen, Diggs, Latavius, McKinnon, Rudolph.
We don't watch football. We had no idea.
How about this? If you'd have stopped after Thielen and Diggs, you'd have been fine. The fact that you put Latavius, McKinnon, and Rudolph in the same sentence means you're a goddamn idiot because those 3 can't hold jocks against those on our side of the line of scrimmage.
I just think it's funny, like who lists the players' names, bro? We watch football. Like I know your whole roster. I could probably tell you your roster better than you did. You probably cut and copied that roster in there. You know what I mean? So I mean, don't come on here when you're coming into no notes world, baby. You're not coming into your usual time zone. Okay?
Yeah.
You're in the East time zone now. This is big boy talk. All right? Don't let your family listen to that, okay, Greg?
Oh, I don't care. They're big boys.
And this is big boy talk. This is East Coast talk.
And TTP Ballin calls one of them out. He goes, Spirit, you got to chill. Nobody in here was shitting on your team until
Not
you
at
came
all.
in.
Not now we are.
Yeah, well,
now we are. And Bob Harmer says, fuck their time zone.
That's right.
Yo, real
your
quick,
couch.
though, like being in California on that time zone, it is so weird being at work at 4 o'clock and knowing your boys at home are getting ready to start playing. You're like, I still got another hour of work. The game's going to be over.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, like when you're trying to watch the Flyers and the Sixers, and you got to set the phone up, NBC Sports,
Well, I was in there at the end of baseball season.
Yeah.
I was in Vegas. So, yeah, it was weird. Like, wait, the game's starting at 4?
4?
Like, what's happening?
Well, that
Like, we're
correct.
putting bets in,
The cool thing, though, is waking up to football on Sunday mornings, like rolling out of bed at 10, like sitting in bed watching, the pregame. That's awesome.
Well, that's what cracked me up when
Yeah,
I
it
was
is.
when I was out in not when I was out in Cali in the spring, but when I was in Vegas last fall, like mid-September, and you're rolling back into the really wow. Okay. You're rolling back into the hotel like after the convention, and it's like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and you just like want to throw all your shit up in the room, and you're going to go down to the bar and get a drink real quick. And you roll into the bar at 4:30, and the Phillies are already in like the 3rd inning, and you're like, "What? It's sunny out here. Why is it dark there?"
It's so true, though.
All I'm going to say is a YouTube chat. There are plenty of Eagles fans in there right now that are just going to handle this business. I'm out because Soup Sir, Indomitable Spirit, Jim, all these people want to come hard at us now after we spent an hour and a half giving their team credit, way more credit than we've given to any other team that we've played this year, and they want to start talking shit. You know what? Guys can bite me. I'm out.
Yeah, I got
I'm
nothing.
out.
I mean, I don't know what else to say to him. I mean, you would come in and take shots. Like, nobody's shitting. I don't even want to go into that anymore. I mean, I think this is going to be a good football game.
Yeah.
For both teams. And, both teams, starved
You
for that.
got the best 2 teams in the NFC
facing up.
battling it out. That's
Facing
what you draw it up.
This is 2 heavyweights getting in the ring and dueling.
And going 12 rounds.
And going all 12.
Yep.
I mean, that's what you got. You got a heavyweight bout here. And who's gonna hook? Who's going to hook first? And who's going to take the last knockout punch? That's going to be the question. And, I'm going with the Eagles because they've done it all year under, through everything they've been through. Everything they've been through. They find ways to win football games. Not that the Vikings haven't, but man, what I've seen overall in this locker room with this football team is special. Not that they're not saying the same thing there, because you get this deep in the year, everybody's special, right? So it really comes down to, man, who's going to make the play? Who wants to make a play? You talk about Malcolm talking at the end of the game. You heard that clip. You know what I mean? This is it. This is the season right here.
I'm sorry.
Who's going to make a play?
I'm sorry. I gotta. Indomitable Spirit saying, you have no headliners. The Eagles in the Super Bowl would be boring. Football is all about ratings and stories. You have nothing. We have nothing. There's no story in losing your MVP caliber quarterback and yet somehow continuing on to make the Super Bowl. There's no story in losing your all-pro left tackle, your all-purpose return man and running back, and your dual threat out of the backfield, your starting middle linebacker, your first-string kicker, and your best special teams player. There's no story there at all. No, none whatsoever. And, oh, by the way, the coach that everyone thought last year was overmatched suddenly winds up getting a number 1 seed at home, and national media is apologizing to him? No, there's no story there either. You're right. There's no story at all with the Eagles making the Super Bowl, when the only story that Minnesota has in making the Super Bowl is that it's in their home goddamn stadium. Kiss my ass.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to know who's the big-time seller on the Vikings. That seller. I mean, come on.
Headliner.
Yeah, come on. Don't headline me, Daddy. We got, like I said, we got.
To go a step
no
further.
Headliner. Shut
to
the
go
fuck
a step
up.
further, you could do a Super Bowl 39 rematch.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know that because he's going to be waiting.
He's waiting.
The GOAT.
The GOAT's sitting there.
He's just going to be sitting there waiting.
Bob Harmon said nothing about Philly in the championship game is boring. Doesn't matter what sport we're talking about. True story. And he said. And then he went on to say, hold on, I got to click on it.
Yeah, just a top 8 media market. That's all.
He lost me when he said that football and the big game is all about ratings. What kind of sports fan are you? Like what?
Yeah,
you lost me there.
It's not all about.
The Super Bowl is all about ratings, but
it rates it. No,
but I mean, it's they sell the commercials for billions of dollars and whatnot.
It rates itself.
Yeah.
But Bob Armour says, fuck them. Those guys can go back to shows throughout the season where we all said the Vikings are legit.
You know what? I'll throw this out here right now to these Vikings fans. If this Super Bowl is the Vikings and the Jags, it will be the lowest watched Super Bowl in history. Done.
Yeah.
It very well could be.
I mean, if you want ratings, dude, you want a big market in there, and there ain't no bigger that's left than
Boston and
Philly, okay? So, I mean, you really want to talk about ratings, what the NFL would want. They want the big market boy in there and the other big market boy in there, okay? So get a clue there, too, because we continue to help you. We continue to help you through the process here of waking the hell up and realizing we gave your team credit, but now you're fucking losing, because this is all I need to hear. This is all I need to hear to guarantee it and stamp it. I need to hear that kind of shit from their side. I need to hear their side for a minute. Okay? I need to hear morons come out and start talking like that. Okay? And overlooking us. That's what I need to hear. Atlanta made that mistake last week in some of their fan base and the national media. Now you're making it this week. Good night, night. Enjoy the Super Bowl because you ain't going to be there. Well, you'll be there because you'll be around the area. So enjoy the 2 weeks that it is because your team won't be there. They'll be on a golf course somewhere. Good night.
They'll be all beat the Pro Bowl.
Oh, yeah, there you go. There you go. You will have football next week. Enjoy the Pro Bowl.
Michael Profound says, do you really think Case Keenum stops us from going to the dance? No way.
No, and listen, we've said this before, okay? With Tampa. Does Tampa come in here and stop us from going? Would Carolina come in here and stop us from going? Yes, anything's possible. Yes, they can come in and Case Keenum can beat us. All right? But I got money on my dogs. I got money in the best defensive player, best front seven player in freaking football, and that's factual. When he wants to dominate you, he's the best. He's the best.
I thought he was rolling out
So if you want headliners, and I know defensive linemen don't get a lot of love and D tackles don't, best defensive tackle and the best one of the best front seven guys in all football is still playing.
Yeah.
Okay.
There he is. Right there.
One of the best safeties in all football is still playing. A defensive end who donated his entire NFL salary this season is still playing.
Not a story.
So don't tell us that there's no stories with this team. who's overcome a running back who was an impact player in Darren Sproles before it even got rolling. It was an injury hit, Bug. You lose your All-Pro, Pro Bowl middle linebacker. You lose your left tackle, All-Pro. You lose the MVP of the league, All-Pro quarterback. And you continue to win games, and you don't expect us to sit on this goddamn couch the week leading up to the biggest game in this city in the last I can't tell you how freaking long, and not expect this team to win? That's crazy. Because then there is a bias if I don't believe this team can win. Then my bias is hate. Make sense?
Absolutely.
I'm not believing yet. When are you going to believe? And to the people out there taking shots, you should believe in your football team. But don't be a moron about it.
We got 5 minutes.
Tiff says she loves Chris Long, and she should. And there's guys I love over on the Vikings, man, and that's why these guys drive me crazy, dude. This ain't cowboy. Like, it's ain't cowboy week. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, where the hate hats come on. You know, this is, I think something we can say about all of us, we're football fans. We're diehard Eagles fans. We're diehard Eagles fans, but we're football fans. So we know the league. We respect the league.
It just kills me how everything was kumbaya, and then there was just a couple of Vikings fans that decided to roll in and turn the whole discussion on its ass, and now you can go fuck yourselves. Mm-hmm. I'm done with it. Again.
But I think we handled a run game well.
Yeah, I do.
And I know they don't want to believe that, but we're going to handle a run game well. Diggs and Thielen are an issue.
Absolutely.
But Jalen, every big matchup he's ever gone against, he seems to rise to the occasion. Yeah. So I'm expecting Jalen to rise to the occasion again. Darby, I think, is getting better and better. I like Ron. I don't dislike Ron. McLeod, Rodney's played a real great safety for us. He really has. That hit in the end zone is the worst.
I thought live it was good. I thought live it was a good call.
The worst hit I've ever. The worst PI call. Yeah. I mean, the worst personal foul call I've ever seen.
I thought live it was good. It was only when you slow it down that you realized it. But I still thought that there was helmet. Now again, of course we're going to hate the call.
Well, no, this is what happens in this.
But I think live it was. I was like, oh, there's the penalty.
Well, that's why he put out that Crumpler video, Dawkins and Crumpler, saying 15 years ago, great football.
Yeah, but that was here.
Yeah, but my point is that this is it's a tendency.
Right,
It's what people are missing. Anytime somebody gets laid the F out, this is coming.
Right.
Just expect it because they're assuming that's the only way you were able to do it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm looking that we'll be able to handle that well. You got to respect our secondary. They've got it done. And can you put enough pressure on Case to create turnovers and put yourself in good field position and help this offense out? That's what you need.
And to that point, can you do it like you've done it all year with the front four?
Yep.
If you got to start bringing pressure, now Thielen and Diggs across the middle or McKinnon out of the backfield, now that creates a little bit of issues if you have to bring someone else up to create that pressure on Case.
No, you're right. You're right. I mean, the most you really want to have to bring ever is 5.
Right.
Okay, you really want to get done with 4, but you got a lot of money up there. Yeah. You should be able to get it done with 4. Tiff says she's good night, guys.
Good night,
she
Tiff.
loves us.
I gotta just throw this out here. This is
I love you. So how can I not love you?
Indomitable spirit. The MLB
I hate
fan.
You. Sorry, I love him afterwards. Give it another 5
Jim,
minutes. Another 2 minutes. I hate.
Sir Soup, PK, all these Vikings fans in here. Just what we covered before you guys showed up.
Re-listen to it.
Is that the Eagles give up 10 points a game at home, and I don't even know if your offense is good enough to score 10, even with Thielen and Diggs. So unless you can miraculously find a way to put points up, you're going home with a loss.
Real talk.
That's the way it goes down.
Listen, it's can we run the football?
What Nick Foles do you get? I mean, that's what it comes down to.
If
it's first half, if it's second half.
Hey, if he's ever confident,
right? But
this is a week to be you know what I mean?
But you think even the greats, right? The GOAT. We love talking about the GOAT.
Yeah.
But he looked terrible against Miami, off of a good week. You know what I mean? So as you talk ebb and flow, what Nick do we get?
Yeah,
and you're right. That balance that by running the football.
I think we get a good Nick again. I really do. I think he should be confident. I mean, why would he not be now? And I think the great thing about Nick is he's never too high and he's never too low. And I think that's why this team's continued to be successful with him at quarterback because it's never a panic with him. and it's never the greatest. It's a good flow he's got, and that helps in this time of the year. You know, when you're talking about jitters and all that, to be able to be even keel throughout this whole process is huge at that position. You know, I don't know Case's deal in Minnesota, but, you know, I'm sure there's jitters for both guys. But the better team's going home with a dub. We're going to Super Bowl, Mike. We're going to be back here next week talking Eagles after a freaking win.
That's right.
I'm not settling. I'm not settling to come back and not talk Eagles. So that's going to do it. We love you all.
Yeah,
we love
Thank
the
you all
comments.
very much. Even the Vikings fans for chiming in.
Yeah, we love you too. Rock that link Sunday night. All right? Fly, Eagles, fly. We're going to the bowl, baby. We're winning this football game. We're mentally tough.
Yes.
Mentally tough. For Gibson, thank Gibson Mayer LLC for sponsoring the show every Wednesday night. Find them on the web, GibsonMayer.com, BMW Atlantic City, Stream Smart Vinny. You know, you can go find all the sponsors. For Tom,
Mike,
AM,
in the PM.
HDRadio.com. We'll see you next Wednesday after a win. What do we got next week? This week coming up, we got wrestling, hockey, agree, disagree, opening up Sunday before the games. We out.
Boom.
Well, hello again, everyone. This is Bob Mannery, and you're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, only on A2D Radio. Tom and Mike, these guys are fucking awesome. But their side piece, Greg, that guy is a goddamn problem.